What's up, everybody? It's another poker coaching study session. We're studying cash games with all cards face up. All right, so the first stand of this. So this is just going to be straight up in order. So we're going to look at these particular players. I'll go first. Ace Jack should open. King 4 suited. Should not 3-bet. 3-3 should fold, but if you have a calling range in the cutoff, then it's a perfectly reasonable call. King 4 suited on the button. I don't know. I'm guessing that might do some calling. I don't know.
No.
And then everybody else folds. That's what should happen. Let's see what it does. And what do you guys think of the King 4 on the button? So he has a now with the call there. Any squeezing?
Not me, not with King 4.
Yeah, King 4, just fold it.
Nope.
All right. I wouldn't be surprised. This is our first hand against the guy, but against the opponents we've seen, I wouldn't be surprised to see a call. All right, there we go. We fold, of course. We don't need to say why. Out of position, ace jack off, 9-10 jack. He can bet this. He can check, and I guess he can check call 1 and then fold the turn.
Theory will say to check range here.
Yeah, so he checks. Oh, even though he's the raiser?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know that I know every hand in range has check. I didn't know that is this because of the board?
Yeah, this particular board, I know, but and assuming that we give this calling range from the button as opposed to the cutoff, because you wouldn't be able to check it.
Yeah.
But I'm almost 100% certain that you would check range. This would be 100% check.
Awesome. Let's check. Let's just check that just to prove that you're right. And against this half pot bet, you could fold and you could call once. He does a call once. And now he picks up real equity. Gets the check and should absolutely bluff the river. Oh, now he doesn't have to bluff the river. Now he should bet the river for value. He blocks the straight. All is good. He could check call and hope the guy bets a busted flush, but just bet the river for value. He does, gets a fold. All right. Larry, was this a check range board?
It is check range.
Nicely done. And does he get to check? Do we get to call that flop bet half pot?
So he B50'd.
Yeah, B50'd.
Do you want me to show it?
Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see I'd like to see the turn and the river.
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah, that's it.
My guess is 50 turns it into indifferent. Whereas if it was a third, I bet you call all the time. Maybe even raise. I don't know.
So yeah, so check here.
And what was Mike, what was it about this board that made it a check range? Was it the 9-8 or the fact that there's that the 6-7 is a straight already?
Yes and yes.
Okay. So would we do it on 9-8-4?
Yeah, I think if you were to change this board to 10, yes, 9-8-4 would be the same. I think once you start throwing in some broadways up there, then you start seeing a little bit of c betting.
Okay, great.
Yeah, a board this low out of position in theory is going to be a heavy check.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So he bets half.
So he's supposed to attack this board. He must have a
He
range.
bets range. And against a range bet, the ace jack, now I'm confident that in solver land, this ace jack is a call. Just by the fact that he bets range.
It wants to fold.
Yeah, but with the
Oh my
spade,
God, it does. You need an ace of spades, not a jack of spades. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty tight.
Okay.
and a pretty
about-
significant amount of raising.
That's true. A lot of check raising.
Yeah.
What if, out of curiosity, button B33, which is in his range, I think.
By the way, he had the one combo he could do it with. He had jack of spades, ace of diamonds. So he
Yeah,
can,
just
we can go forward with this one.
then we can mix.
Yeah.
All right, you want to move forward with this one on a B50, a call? What was the turn?
The turn is the 7 of clubs and it goes check, check.
I would think that we're gonna continue to bet with the large part of our range, well, half the time. But these under pairs now are just, I guess, happy to get to show down the fives trapping.
Right.
But even the under pairs have a pretty decent amount of betting.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Let's, now you have me curious. So pair. We're mostly checking that.
Yeah.
To end pairs in this. Maybe it's because our B50 was kind of a large bet. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. But, check, check.
Yep. Now the ace, jack, check, and then on the ace on the river, it happens to be the ace of hearts.
So I think we still check. Do we still check our ace jack?
Well, we do a lot of donking now. After check, check, we do a lot of donking.
Right. What's the ace jack that there's an ace jack that checks all the time though? Which one is it? It's ours. Oh, no, we have, no, we have heart. Go to normalize heights. Oh, no, just because I can't see it. Because we have jack, we have diamond spade. Yeah. This one's a check.
Spade diamond? Spade diamond says bet.
Right, but we're diamond spade. That's us.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay. Ace of, oh, I thought we had the ace of spades.
No, we have the ace of diamonds. And so we didn't break the solver by getting here because the ace of diamonds, that was the one non-ace of spades that continues.
I was here. I thought we had the ace of spades the whole time.
No, no such luck.
Well, let's check. Was it check, check?
It was check, check. Oh, no, the river we bet. He just bet it out. He bet for value.
He donked, okay.
Yeah, he donked, which makes sense, which some of his aces do, just not this specific combo. You know,
Yeah, I mean, he's doing it. It's not a donk, actually.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Check, check on turn, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
both
A
choices.
a river probe would be the language.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And
All right, 100 back.
both plays were good. All right. We are rewarded with the king, king. Fold, fold. Jack 10 in the hijack has a sliver of opens, and you could just miss them all and be a happy person. And I think he's going to. King, king is going to raise and take it. Oh, no, he does it. Great. We're going to 3-bet and he's going to fold. And he found it. How nice for him. Okay. I'll do one more and then Mike, you're up. All right, here we go. King 7 fold, not fold, fold. Sixes open and folds around. And they open to 3. And the difference between 2.5 and 3 in our study is a lot in our responses. We start folding some of our suited gappers, low suited gappers fold against 3 that don't fold against 2.5. All right, Mike's up.
All right. 4-5 is going to be the hand that should open, and 5-4 diamonds will defend. There might even be some 3-betting, but most just calling.
There's a lot of 3-betting, but it's not more than 50%. It's right. It actually is. It's right around 50%, the 3-bets.
Oh, that's more than I thought. Yeah.
Yep, we'll look at it. We'll just look at the we'll look at the picture of it. Once we go through the hand. So now we're up to our question that I have not yet studied, that I want everybody to think about which is I want to come back, everybody, with your full range of what do you do in the small blind against an open limp from the button and against an open limp from earlier than the button and against two limps before you. I want to have us come back with those three ranges. They'll be really similar. But with this particular one, you're up, Mike.
Oh, yeah. So if I were the small blind here, I think I would, if this was just still early in the session, I'd probably just fold, but I'd need some information before I start ISOing ace four offsuit here. So I would probably fold just now, and then I would see villain later, see how he plays. I mean, I'm already close to thinking about ISOing this,
Right.
just because of the limp on the button. But
Yeah.
certainly probably can't be bad to start just to ISO, take ace four off and ISO it. But I would probably just fold early on.
Right. I expect this guy, we only have three hands in. I expect him to call.
Mm.
Oh, goes for the ISO.
Yeah, if we're playing what we think they're gonna do, yeah. I was not expecting a fold.
Right. There we go. And now I think this 5-4 suited should fold to this exaggerated size.
Now I think I would start thinking more about squeezing.
That's aggressive.
Because we're gonna have position
Yeah.
on the original ISO.
Yeah.
What size would you use? That size?
Yeah, that's probably about right. 14, 15.
Mad respect. All right. So apparently Mike is villain 4. All right.
All right, so all the way to Queen 10 raise. Ace 3 is in my 3-bet category.
Mhm.
Deuce ace 3, I would 3-bet ace 3 off.
Mhm.
I doubt that's going to happen here, but
Right. And there's the raise. And there's the call. This call is not wrong. It's not there. This is about a 75% 3-bet. So this is fine. Doesn't break the solver.
okay. So it went call, queen 5, 7. You can check, you can bet. I would probably just kind of just exploit bet here because there's plenty of hands they can call with. So I would probably just bet out. I might check though, just depends on the flow.
Yep. And if you check, are you checking to check raise or to check call? And of
Nope.
course, size matters, but which?
Check call. Yeah, of course size matters, but more likely just check calling.
Okay. Figure that the queen is not very vulnerable and the 10 is not the best kicker because he can easily not 3-bet his queen jack here and his
Oh yeah.
king queen even.
And I feel like population, just once you check, they just think that they can just start betting with impunity.
Right. So why not make, and certainly right around queen 9, queen 8. You definitely, that's going to be, if you want to protect any queens.
Yep, for sure. If it was queen 9, I'd probably check pure. Queen 10, kind of like that line where I might just continue just to start getting value. And
I agree. Right. You got one more hand coming and then we're going to review something real quick before we get to the next ones.
all right. Jack's raise.
Yep.
7-8 probably has some 3-betting in there. I personally would not do it there.
Mhm.
And king queen suited to that early position probably has some calling from the early due to the early raise, and certainly has some 3-betting. I don't know the percentage, the frequencies, but I bet calling's actually fairly like a pretty high frequency call there.
If you have a range, I bet queen is in it. But if you have no calling range, if you have a no calling range from the small blind, which most of us do at this point, then
yeah, and I do have a calling range to early position raises, and king falls in there. But I will also 3-bet it depending on the player.
No folds.
Nope, I would not fold it.
All right, I agree.
Yeah, and if I did have the strategy of no calling, it would be a raise.
Yeah, this 8-7 is a like 12% kind of three bet here. It exists. But it's not 25%. And he calls, which doesn't exist, but we know why you do it. And now, facing this with your king, queen.
Man, I gotta tell you, I'm not sure what to do. I feel like you can just fold, or I mean, I don't know if it makes calling better, but I don't know, man.
I think it makes squeezing
Hard.
better.
I hate the big sizes because now you're gonna have to go to probably like 15.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess you gotta squeeze it. You can't. I don't think you can call now. I don't know.
I mean, I think it makes sense to think about the qualities of the hand. I mean, when I think of king queen suited, I'm thinking of a hand that has no potential. I mean,
Exactly.
obviously, if we flop a pair of kings or a pair of queens, we just have to understand the value multi-way. I don't think we get to fold it. I think I would squeeze. You have a really good point, though. Floating this pot out of position with king queen suited doesn't feel great, but I think you also have a higher probability to win it heads up. I think this is probably a squeeze.
So
Yeah.
my prediction is
I'm
gonna
with
be,
you.
my prediction is that in a sim where you have any flats in the small blind, that king, queen will squeeze more with that 8-7 than it did to just the open raise. That's gonna be my prediction. That the caller increases our squeeze frequency.
I think
He
you're right.
He calls, and we know why. It's much more comfortable. And we go to the flop.
All right, king queen should just check.
Check range, but he doesn't.
Oh, interesting. Okay, now we get into
Now we're in La La Land.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. But it's not surprising.
7-8 should
7
fold.
has to fold. 8-7 has to fold.
I mean,
Cheeky check. What's she gonna do, villain donker?
now that you donked, shit, I don't
Mhm.
even know what to do. If I donked here, I guess I could check.
I continue the story.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh.
I mean, just you've already you got a call, so you know the range is going to be pretty decent back there. Early position raise, and he called your donk, so I'd probably go half pot.
We,
I don't want it too big. I don't know.
we want a card. We want to bet an amount. I mean, I'm not just seeing his hand. When we look at this and get this call, we get called by other queens we don't care about, slow played nines, and pocket pairs. We don't even care about the 8s and below because they're dead now. So it's the 10s, jacks, and the weirdly played kings and aces here. We want to get
Yeah.
called by all those. What amount do 10s and jacks call?
My guess is that this guy's gonna play his equity and he's gonna bet big here.
Right.
Hand strength equals bet size.
Cheeky
I
check.
accept.
I think
Found
this
the cheeky
check
check.
is unnecessary. I think this cheeky check is unnecessary. I think he can bet just under half pot and get called, and maybe get called by an ace. But get called by 10s and jacks, and definitely kings and aces. Check, check, good for the jacks. And now that the straight has finally come in, now he can bet and try to get called by the straight.
Yeah, I'd go 75, 80.
Yeah, 12. Half pot.
Guess someone fold.
None of it. Okay, so now let us look at GTO Wizard. And we also need poker coaching for these questions. We're gonna have first question. This is gonna be the 4-5. The raise came from. I apologize for ever showing you guys an MTT chart. I'm ashamed. Okay, here we go. So the hand we're looking at is this 4-5. It's the button raise. So button raises to 2.5 and the big blind 5-4 is right there at 40%, almost 50.
Yep. All right, good. I always take my strategy is a implementation of taking those three suited connectors,
Mm-hmm.
5-4, 6-5, and 7-6, and I put them all into 6-5.
Sure. This one, there's no way for you to know this. It turns out 5-4 is more often, is higher frequency than 6-5 all the time. But you're averaging 7-6, 6-5, and 5-4 together, so maybe 6-5 is the right choice. But as you go across this, I'll just show you one thing. Let's go to the cutoff. And you'll see that oh, right, the cutoff is the sliver one. So 8.4, 10.8. It's a little less there, but this is going to reverse it at hijack. Oh, I'm wrong. Never mind. That's not true. I'm done. I just happen to know what my frequencies of them, but these were both 25s in that one, so I didn't know that difference. All right, your answer is great. Then we can't look at the world here because there are no button limps. So there's no way to simulate this. So we move on to the next hand that had an interesting question, which was this Queen 10. Was it this one?
I think it
What
was
did
the next one, King Queen.
Oh, it was the ace. It was just this. It was just confirming, just showing this. Small blind raises. There's your ace 3 almost all the time. And it does some calling, so he didn't break the solver. But yep, that's a really good one to do all the time. Move the ace 4 into the ace 3, move the ace 7 into the ace 6, simplify it that way. And do 2, 3, and 6 100% of the time. He calls, all that happens is fine. And the last one, this is the one that's going to be a little strange. Oh, we'll just put the 7-8 on the button
Yeah.
and look at it. That's great. We'll do this as GTO Wizard. We don't need to go to poker coaching for this. Their charts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he is under the gun 8-handed. So there's the raise, and it is a 3 big blind raise.
Yeah.
And we don't have the 3 big blind chart for 9-handed. We only have it for 6.
Hey, GTO Wizard added 8 max with 3x, 4x,
Oh, great. Let's see if
2.5x.
it's
2x.
unlocked. Okay, so 8 max. I don't have, check to see who's got 8 max.
I know I do.
It's locked. Okay, let's open up on yours. 8 max 3 blinds. And while you're opening it up, I'll just quickly do this. There is our 8 max under the gun, button call, small blind,
Pure.
suited pure. Now let's
Okay.
out this and go to the small blind. King, queen suited has some calls. Okay, great.
Good. So see that ace queen suited there? I knew the ace queen suited had calls, so I was curious where king queen suited would fall in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when you, and I'm going to say the same thing for the ace queen suited. So it is 24% raise, 24.5% raise. Add in this call and it jumps to 35. So the call makes us raise more. That's a good heuristic there from the small blind.
Yeah.
Take a look and see if that's true in the big blind. So 5% and 91%. Now take them out. 24 and 88, not in the big blind.
That's small blind. You're still on small blind.
Oh, then why did that? Oh, then small blind.
Just select big blind.
Right, I know, but that was just weird because we just got the opposite answer. When the call comes in and we're in the small blind. Oh no. Here we go. The call comes in and the small blind increases it. Now we move to the big blind. I see what I did. So 5 and 91.5. Take out the call. There's a fold now. Now move to the big blind. And it's just pure calls. So in both cases, adding in the button call makes these raises. At a huge percent more with the king queen and a tiny percent more with the ace queen.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And now let's look at it at 3 big blinds, if you've got that ready,
Okay.
just for fun.
So here's the 8 max. It uses a live 10% rake structure as opposed to an NL50, so I don't know how that differs.
Yep.
So notice this here.
That's change, we're changing two things, but yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So we get a raise from under the gun, 8 max, 8-handed, right?
Yep.
Let's check them out with the call. Oh, we can even call from the cutoff.
And the actual call came from the hijack.
Came from the hijack.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's see what sort of differences we see here. Probably going to make it. I don't know how that would affect it.
Hijack doesn't.
It's
Oh wait, I'm on the wrong. I'm in the wrong.
small blind, king, queen suit is pure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If we were in the big blind, it wants to. That's different than the 2.5 on your sim.
Right, and it could be the rate. It could be the rate. It could be the 10%,
Yeah.
10% drop or something.
And I'm pretty sure that's going to hold true even if we get all the way to the small blind without any callers. It's going to be, yeah, just raise.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Yeah, good call, Scotty. Yeah, I was on the fence about calling and raising, and it was pure raise.
Yeah, and I think it's a really valuable heuristic there. Okay. Mike, Larry, you're up.
All right. Okay, let me adjust myself here. LoJack is a low frequency RFI. So you can mix with the 6-5.
Mhm.
And then beyond that, button gets to RFI. Oh, actually, no, the hijack gets to RFI as well.
Hijack has to. If this guy doesn't. All right, let's see it.
So the big blind is flat.
Big blind flats it. And big blind ace 10 against the hijack is it's about a 12.5%. Is it 12 or 25? Let me picture this. Ace 10, this is 25% against the hijack. Just to prove my little thing. And the call is just fine. Hijack raise, big blind, ace 10. 20.8. I'm happy with that. Okay. There we go.
All right. Check, and I think RFI can bet if you want.
This is not the worst. This is not the worst board to donk on. We're not developing a donk strategy, Larry and I, yet, but just saying this board is not it's not the jump out board for donking, but it might have donks in it.
I don't think it's quite connected.
Yeah.
enough.
Yep.
I think
I
you
don't
need
know.
to have like the way to think about it is you need to have nutted equity. And 1/6, I mean, there's no
Yeah.
straight available.
Yeah, but here's the thing about, and the earlier you get in from the raise, like the king jack coming from the hijack here, the earlier you get, the more these can kind of not be quite as connected. Like I think this
Okay.
might qualify. I wouldn't do it, but I think it might have more than we think.
Okay.
Yes. So the thing we're going to look at, we're not going to go into it very much, but we're just going to look at 2 things on just this board, which is we're going to see if there's any donking on a 9-5-4 against the hijack, and then any donking of the 9-5-4 against under the gun. We're just going to just look that up there. But we're not going to go through the whole hand. So he bets out.
He can have bigger bets too.
Yeah. Generally, I think Yeah, he's gonna check a lot on his texture, but and when he bets, it's gonna be larger.
Yeah.
Ace ten can defend.
Ace ten can defend. An upper dangler to the top card
Right?
and an ace. He can float this, but he doesn't. That doesn't seem terrible. Okay. Larry, you want to take a look at that one question? We're gonna look at 9-5, just specifically 9-5-4 against 9-5-5 rainbow against hijack and against under the gun. And I guess here, while you prep that here, you prep that, we'll do another hand while you prep that. Okay, so I'll just do the, I'll just jam through the next hand just to do it while we do it. Ace, king raises and folds and takes it. That was fun.
Alright,
Alright.
wanna see this?
Yep.
So you guys are right, there are dunks here.
Alright.
Um,
Oh yeah, big blind is so much tighter than it is against against an MTT. That ridiculous queen four offsuit stuff they do. They're animals.
so yeah, we get dunks. Get dunks, probably, it's like probably across the
Yep.
entire range. Yeah,
Good.
and
And that's
almost
against
low
the,
range.
that's against the hijack. Oh, and then it doesn't matter. And then it doesn't matter whether it goes, it was there against the hijack. Okay, great.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let him bet and see what ace ten off with no real,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's see. Let's go. We'll go that far.
I think it's pretty indifferent.
He bet small
So yeah, we do get the mix of big bets here too.
Yeah.
We bet small.
and it
I
makes
think
sense.
ace ten is good enough to defend. Nope, just gets out.
Yeah, he
Wants
needs,
to have the, I don't know, he wants to have
wants the
the
10 of clubs.
Okay,
It
I don't
wants
really
no,
understand
it
that.
wants, let's see. It's specifically diamonds, hearts, spades with a 10 of clubs. Okay,
Alright,
some kind of blocker interaction.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We just did our ace of spades. Next one is still Larry.
1 second. Okay, still on me, right?
Yep.
I should fold around to button, he gets to open.
Okay. Button opens and takes it.
Yeah.
Look at that open size. Let's see on this button here if his open size remains at 2. If that's a standard open. Okay. And you got one more, Larry.
Sure, so, king's open. So this ace jack, I think probably is a fold.
Yeah, against this early and open, ace jack is never 3-betting, not even a sliver.
And, you should raise and take it.
And as a matter of fact, this one here, ace queen is not even 3-betting him yet.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know my 9-max ranges as well.
Yep, it's, I'll just show it to you just so you can see it. He's 9 max, he was under the gun 1, which is this. That's him. Because this is an 8 max. Oh no, this is a 9 max. There we go. So he's 8 max and we're in the cutoff and the ace queen isn't even there.
No, you made the.
Oh, no, I'm an idiot. You're right. Sorry. I hit the wrong button. There we go. I did the wrong, but still. Oh. Ace queen is there.
It's
There's not very
yeah,
much.
just gets him.
Right. Is it here where there's no queen? That's where there's no queen. Okay. Queen comes in on the very first thing. And then to get to ace jack, you gotta be all the way. Low jack has a tiny bit of ace jack here. No. Against the low jack, the cutoff has a tiny bit of ace jack. No, it doesn't. Against the hijack, it does. No, it's just ace, yeah, there it is. There's the ace jack. Okay. I haven't memorized those correctly yet either, but I knew they weren't there. All right. Those are Larry's three? You're up, Skate.
All right. All right, it's gonna fold around to on the button, the 5-4 suited on the button, yep.
Yep.
5-4 suited. Yeah, we can have some raises. Yeah, definitely some opens.
Yeah, I think that's 100% on the button. That's an,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way down to maybe we could fold.
yeah.
Um,
Hey, the 5-4 on the button is not 100%. It's like 75%, but it's just do it.
yeah, I mean, just do it anyways, right?
This.
Maybe like a tooth, like I don't know, like what are you
Yeah.
guys doing with 2-3 and
Fold.
3-2-3?
Fold.
Yep.
I'm doing this, but the 5-4 is 100%, you know. There's
Okay, yeah.
no reason to learn that difference.
2-3-4-3 fold, yep.
Yeah, just fold. They never open. And they also don't open in the small blind. The 5-3 does. The 2-3 and the 3-4, you can just, they're just never there. There's your
Like
five.
ace two software.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, just never do that. Okay.
let's see. Thank you.
There's that. Ooh,
All right, it kind of looked like the same board as last time. Yeah, let's see. I'm pretty sure they're in the I don't know, maybe ace five suited too early to open there?
oh, hell no.
Oh,
Ace seven,
no.
ace, you're opening every ace, suited ace, starting, in the low jack, and here you're opening ace, most of your ace threes. So he's a pure raise. The question
Okay.
is this guy,
Right, what is he gonna do, right?
and then this guy, and then this guy. This is a hand.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have a whole bunch of, well, I don't know what's gonna happen, but maybe limp all the way around to eights, which may or may not raise. But yeah, I think you're right. I have to look at the charts a little bit more.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
Yeah. So chart wise, this ace seven is a pure raise, and he should do it. He shouldn't limp. There's no adjustments. He should never fold it. Just open this. Then the ace five has a bunch of three bets.
A
Because it's
ton.
solid special.
Yeah, with the blocker there.
Jack has to get out of there. But if he calls it, then, then things get interesting for the queen jack to go for a squeeze. Who knows? Let's see what happens, and then we'll do each person. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is a bad fold. Let me show you this one. Okay. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is this guy. Under the gun 1. This is deep in the heart of raise. And let's view strategy plus EV. All right, it's not huge. It's a pure raise, but it's not a big mistake. So back to this. So I take back
Yeah.
my criticism of him. It's a pure raise, but he's not giving up that much. Now what has to happen?
Now, yeah, ace five should I mean, I don't know if they're gonna do it, but ace five could open.
Yeah, they definitely should.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Standard.
Mhm.
Then queen jack call, eights call, and then the rest probably fold.
All right, let's see. The queen jack, this is too early for the queen jack to be a 3-bet. So in the charts, this queen jack is going to be a fold, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him call, and it's probably not egregious in that. So here's our raise. Now he's in the hijack. Yeah. Hijack, the queen jack suited is a fold. It's not there yet. It's got to be from the low jack before the queen jack suited comes in. So if this was low jack, now the hijack, nope, still no queen jack suited.
Mm.
It's gotta be hijack versus cutoff to get the queen jack suited in.
It's gotta be more late versus late.
Hijack, yeah, cutoff has it. There it is. But we are here. There's the raise, and we're gonna see if he calls. He calls. Not a surprise.
Yeah.
You say the eight's called now.
Mhm.
Eight's squeezing here. I think probably calling better than squeezing.
Yeah, I think you're in
Uh,
pure set mine here.
I think so. I think it's a good set mine with being pretty happy against a low board also.
Question, are you
Yeah.
guys, what are you guys gonna do in game with eights here?
Just calling, honestly. I mean, we could be against the overs.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Call. All right, we don't have calls in this chart, so let's go to the poker coaching cash chart in the multi-way. Cash game multi-way, 8 max, with the additional piece of information that these charts were made with no rake at all. This is a home game or a timed game. So this was, and these are 3 big blind raises, so everything is different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we're still gonna learn from it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's the raise. Then it's the hijack. Calls, and there's his queen jack suited. And this is a reasonable call. For our reasons, that makes sense. And now here we are on the button with the eights. Yep. Some squeezing, some calling. Everything makes sense. Fold, fold.
The eights are on the cutoff, however.
Oh, they were. You're right. Sorry. Let's go back to the cutoff. Same thing.
And
Same thing for the same reason. This is our cutoff range. Yep. They can squeeze, they can call. And as we said, on low boards, the eights are pretty good. And so our first heuristic of the eight sizing should be you're up skate.
All right,
So-
so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was your question?
So it's gone check to your eights. First of all, do you want to bet them? And the answer is yes.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That's
yeah,
easy.
yeah,
What's your size?
yes. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
Sizing. Let's go with somewhere close to half pot. I mean, we do need some kind of protection, just a little bit. So let's go with like yeah, like 50.
Okay, I'm gonna go 33 here, but 50 is fine. He checks. I don't like that. Even without a spade, I don't like that at all.
Yep.
Right, now you're ace five, you've got an ace, you've got a straight draw, and you've been check behind. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I may or may not bet. I mean, a lot of people have 10, that 10 in their calling range pre-flop, with like suited hands. But still, it's not going to be I'm probably gonna, with just a straight draw, I think with the ace five, I'm still gonna, yeah, I'm gonna check.
He chose not to.
They bet, yeah.
Flush draw and 2 overs in the queen jack. In the sandwich.
Can't fold, call.
Call, I can't fold this. Anybody folding here?
I'd be
Nope.
tempted to raise queen jack there.
Yep.
Sure, it
Raise
went-
Kinda, that's an interesting choice, and I'm curious, so. Is that motivated by the fact that it checked around on flop, so you're thinking villain 5 is capped?
Yeah, in theory he shouldn't be capped. He should not be capped, but I
Yes.
think population doesn't, check range like they should.
Yeah.
So I would expect the overpairs to bet more often.
Yeah,
Which-
I like your play. I mean, it's an interesting take, and I'm just asking questions because it's one I wouldn't use. So the eights really, it shouldn't have any reason to be this.
Makes it hard. Well, so if the queen jack raised, the eights have an easy fold.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, Joey would fold the eights here. It's saying, you know, you're in a multi-way pot and you've got two people interested in it.
And it's
Let's-
very hard for you to improve.
Yeah.
You've got two cards to improve.
So Joey's folding the best hand here. And I am also folding the best hand here, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I think I would fold this. I
Yeah.
mean, we can see face up, it's a mistake, but
Yeah, I'm
I think
folding.
I would fold this.
I'm folding there too. Gentlemen, I give you some mistakes.
Now this is interesting.
The
Someone's
one
gonna
thing
lose a lot
about
of
queen
money.
jack, the one thing about the queen jack is when he bets and gets raised, at least he shouldn't at least he knows he shouldn't three bet.
True.
There's his bet, half pot.
That is the case worst card for him.
Oh, yes, it is.
So, okay, so he picks a small size. Now, let's ask the group here. He's made essentially well, like a B40, I guess. So what's the group gonna use for the raise size?
25.
I'd go
Somewhere around
bigger.
30.
I'd go bigger with the flush out there. Cause
It's a good point.
he's betting with two people. He's
Yeah.
in the middle of the sandwich. Yeah, I'd go bigger. I'd go to like
big.
36, maybe 42.
36. Nice. Beefy. Beefy 36. 24.
You know, obviously I could be influenced by seeing the hands, but
Ace five has an easy choice. And the queen jack can't, I don't think he can fold. I think he's got to give up, lose this money, but he absolutely should not three bet. Yep, there he goes. All right, you're up, Skate. Are you on, Skate muted?
Uh,
Oh, there you are.
no, I'm here. I'm just was calling my Uber. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right. Oh, yeah, definitely fold around to ace king open, and the rest should fold.
And one more.
All right, okay. King five suited. I probably at that late it probably does have some little bit slivers in there. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's open king five. Let's mix it up, and ace nine call in the big one.
Gotcha. So just one note here. King five is an open even here at some frequency. It's
Yep.
And it's not as low as you think. And in this first position, the king five is a good 33%-ish. Let's take a
Oh
look
yeah.
at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember like a few sessions ago, like I'm missing those king fives.
Look at it. Look at it in its 30. Look at it in its change back to strategy. Look at king five, 40%.
So
All
like,
over.
that's under the gun though. Look at under the gun +2. It's gonna be way more.
Yeah, I know. I was saying all the way back there. It's a
Oh,
rip.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
and we are in the hijack. It's in the hijack. It's gonna be
Almost pure.
yeah. No, it's pure. Fold. Hijack is pure. Yeah, so and it's me. So
Nice.
that's happening. The jack eight is not there. There we go. There's our raise.
Good job, Skate, finding that, because I remember a couple weeks
Eh.
ago, we were talking about that.
Yeah,
This
and I was missing it.
This 5-4, which is probably gonna fold, does have, this is cutoff versus hijack, and this has got some three bets to it, but they're like 25, they're like, ugh,
3%.
they're like, 12.5%, 19%. Yeah, so there they are. See that world down there? this area exists in three betting, and if you do it all the time, if you do all these at 100%, I think you're going to get in a lot of bad situations. But if you only do this, you're not taking advantage of all the folds that you deserve to get from these. Plus, these play okay after the flop. So there they are. If you wanted to simplify all of them, make them all 6-5. And let the 6-6 and the 7s, take this whole area and make it 6-5 and just do 6-5 all the time.
Yeah, 6-5, 6-7.
Yeah, do something.
Put it in there.
All right. And he chooses to fold. All right. Ace-9 against the hijack is a continue. It's
Yeah.
cuspy, and it's actually
Hmm,
it's a pure fold.
yeah.
It's right there. We saw it. We went to it a moment ago. Yeah, I was wrong. Not pure fold. It's a pure sky fold.
It's not good, huh?
That's a pure, yeah. It's why not make it a pure fold? But
Yeah, I know, I know.
yeah, if he does it, he's not breaking the solver. So not a solver break. And we have to play a flop.
We can still flop trip nines. Oh yeah. Oh wow, we did.
Flop trip nines and against an opponent who has a king.
And it happens.
That poor bastard. It's so clear that this king 5 doesn't study. All right. Now what?
Yeah. With the flush draw available, we don't have any blockers. Let's definitely bet.
You don't want to check. You don't want to check range. You don't want to check raise. You don't want to check range.
I think we
Big blind.
actually you're right. I think that maybe I think we could do both. So yeah, I like your idea better. Let's check raise.
I think that this is a pure check for a range here. I think that the big blind has no bets from any hand on this board.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We weren't the aggressor. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we just called. So yeah, yes. Check.
Right.
So this is interesting. I wonder this far down in our king X, if we do have checks, I would check this a lot
Yes. You mean like that?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have this hand that, well, I was gonna say doesn't need protection, but this is obviously a bad card. But I
No,
think this
it's a
card is
great
gonna
card.
save you a lot of money.
Oh, this card is such a good card.
Yeah,
love
exactly. To save you a lot of money.
Half pot.
I think you just call.
Call. Yeah, I don't fold yet. Call. They haven't lost stuff. Yes. Oh, oh. 2.5 big blinds, gentlemen. 2.5 big blinds. Who is this hero? We all need another hero. I said we don't
The
need.
poker gods were your hero in that hand.
I know they were. Thank you so much for it. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here going on the flop. I check the flop back feeling so good about myself. Then the 10 comes. I go, oh God, why did I check that flop? Then the ace comes. And I go, oh, I play so bad. Why didn't I just bet?
No, I think you played it great because I think
Oh.
that king 5, like Larry was saying, like this board, this king 9-9 board is
Yep.
going to be a very high frequency C bet with your hand with your range.
Yeah.
King 5 falls down into where you're into that check category, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we could look at the flop and the solver, but I don't think we need to. We're just happy. All right, you're up. I think Skate has one more.
Sure.
Here you go.
All right. We're like 9-handed, right? So I think ace 10 off is two. Is yeah, we're gonna fold ace 10. At least I'm gonna fold ace 10. Fold around to ace queen. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Ace queen.
Yep. So this ace 10 here is a very low frequency raise, very low. And it looks like
Right.
this. This is where we are. And there's the ace 10. So
Yeah,
great.
I'm just gonna fold it pure.
And that's what happened. All right. Arturo,
Yeah.
Thanks, Gate. Are you taking off?
I'm still I'm here on the way to where I have to go.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Make sure when you leave, you give us the poker God bless.
Yes,
For sure. Yeah, I forgot to do that last time.
yeah. I know, that
I mean, I was,
ruined, me. You ruined me last night. I blame
yeah,
you.
you had to cut it off, right? You have to edit it. And I was on
Yeah.
the way. I was like, no, and then like I didn't. You were like, oh, good night, guys. And I didn't make
Oh,
it.
sorry.
So yeah,
Right.
whatever.
MSI is Arcturus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you're up.
Does ace eight raise? And 10-9. So ace eight and hijack, is it a raise?
It's too early.
And 10-9 is a fold, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, 10-9 is a fold. So ace four is raising in a small one.
there's your hijack. And there's your 10-9. Yep, okay. So ace four raise and take it. Now, so that's what
Yeah.
should happen. What do we think might happen? Hero's not gonna do anything. This jack four, they're not gonna do anything. Yeah, so maybe the ace eight will play. We'll see what he does. Nope. 10-9 decides that 10-9 is the equivalent of jack nine and jack 10. So he squeezes to there. And does he get punished by the ace four suited? Nope. This ace four suited has to be a three bet there sometimes, right? Against the cutoff, the small blind, ace four suited.
Yes.
Oh, lots, yeah. Okay. All right, next hand.
Ace five raise.
Damn right.
And then
Raise and and there was a poster.
oh
So
Good sizing.
yeah, just take it. There we go.
yeah. Then eight raise and I don't know what big blind should do.
Fold. Fold. That's such a fold. This is cash. That's not even close.
Oh, 10-8 is probably folding as well.
Oh no, this 10-8 is good. This 10-8,
It's 30 blinds, it's like into covering stacks.
10-8 and a hijack should be a fold.
oh, should it? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
maybe.
so maybe you
Yeah,
should
mix
fold.
this. I mean, I would mix this. I maybe not.
I don't know.
No, you're right. You're right. 10-8, 10-8's a fold. It's 10-9. Here's our hijack. You're right. I've been looking at MTTs. Of course, that's a fold. Yeah. Now, do we think that this guy on a 29 big blind stack folds it?
No,
No, I don't think
just,
so.
just for the record, poker coaching RFIs this.
Okay.
Here,
Poker
Nice.
RFI bit With
And
rake or
hijack.
without rake? With rake or without?
With rake six max.
Ooh, okay.
here,
No, it mixes.
mixes.
Okay. Let's just put that range up here. Sponsored by pokercoaching.com, even though we don't use their tool the most. All right, so six max is hijack. 10-8, yeah, mixes. Healthy mix. All right. And he folds it. There we go. One more, Doris.
Button win.
I like it. There it is. Okay. I'll go on.
9-6 suited to the button raise.
Is a defend, but he didn't do it. But it's to a three bet. It's to a three. I bet it goes away at three.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, you've got that range. You've got that range sitting up there.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Here's
you
what-
think about the shape of the
Yeah.
chart, that's probably part of the part that shrinks
Yeah,
away.
that goes away. Yeah, here's what it looks like there in against a 2.5 and we're gonna shave off a bunch of this
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's a question whether 9-6 shaves because it's already in there, but I think I bet it will. I've got that range here. We can do it under six max. Six max pre-flop only. NL50, 3x open. Button raises to three and the big blind, the 6-9 goes away. There's the there it is. Shaves off all that edge.
Yeah, good.
All right. Good for him. Good adjustment. All right. Fold, raise and take it. He goes three, which makes it even more of a raise and take it. King jack in low jack -2 is is not an open yet. Does it open ever? Yeah, there's a sliver of king jack there. We're not gonna do it, but this is what it looks like. We will look at our sliver of king jack here. So we are here. And there's your sliver of king jack that we are not taking. So he folds, ace 10 opens, king, queen off, 3 bets. And gets it. That's what should happen. But instead, he raises, which is going to change everything. He's short stacked. He does a small raise. There's the call. I like a squeeze. The king, queen suited is definitely a squeeze here. The king, queen offsuit, maybe not, but I'm gonna do it. Oh, no, I don't. What is wrong? Okay. So this was, we can't look at this. There's no flatting here and it against small. I don't know why I didn't squeeze this. Okay,
Did the short stack prevent you from, does that made you?
maybe it was the fact that this guy's got 223. And I don't wanna get in. Even in position, I don't wanna get in with an offsuit hand. Deep stacked, and this guy can shove over the top of my squeeze. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't do it. Let's see if it's even right. What tool will show us this? Poker coaching.
Nothing because of the short stack.
Yeah, there's nothing. All right, let's just look at it even just in any sort of world of theory, anything. 100 big blinds deep. He is under the gun. So he is our raise. And the call comes from the hijack. We're in the cutoff.
I think this is gonna make it pure fold.
That's why. Yep. It's because it's a pure fold.
Yeah, but the little min raise, that makes it kind of enticing. I just wonder if the short stack if that's better for us, or if it's because having the bigger cards versus the short stacks
Better for us.
is better for us. So
High cards go up in value, suited cards go down in value relative to what they were in the other world. But this is why it's a fold. The king, queen suited is 100% and you just don't need it. The fact that this is a 2 and he doesn't 3-bet, I think weakens his range. I think this guy's range is more. I think he's in here with more stuff than he would against a 2.5,
yeah,
but that's what happens. Okay. And now we are post flop.
Who knows?
He should, if he bets, it should be small. Because the board has completed equity. He has direct equity, so he can check call. There's plenty of direct equity to check call, and he can bet. I bet this hand mixes here. This board is not the board that you mentioned before that was a pure check from the razor here. This doesn't fall into Mike's category of 9-8x.
no, it will. This would be a pure check.
Or would it? Okay.
Yep, I'm certain.
Okay, let's look that up. Let's look that up to learn that, make sure.
And I'm going off of full stack stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if having short stacks changes things, but if this
No.
were full stacks, this would be pure check.
Right, we're thinking for ourselves. We're not gonna be in this position without a full stack, so we're just learning what we would do here. So someone just confirmed that, and there we go. And now the ace 10, easy bet. And with the completed equity, the bet should be small.
Yep.
Bet small. He can call with 2 overs and a straight draw, perfectly great. He gets there. He bets big into it.
It's a range check. Mike's
Okay.
certainty was spot on.
Great. All right. How about Jack 10-7?
I think it's still range checking.
Jack 10-7 or Jack 8-7?
Either one.
Range check.
Okay, okay, so it's just a world of range checking those middle. For right now, it's just those middling two card things are all gonna be range checks is what I'm gonna, is what. I'm gonna-
Yeah, I mean, you're just doing a lot of checking out of position.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look in ag report, it's like 60-70%.
I guess the ace 10 could call and fold to a bet on the river if the spade comes. Or if another overcard to the 10 comes, bringing in all the straights.
What'd the flop do? Check, check?
No, he bet it.
He
Check
did?
bet, small call, and then this guy donks out,
Oof.
and he donks out big, and he doesn't have that much money behind. So this is really this is your real decision point.
Yeah, it is. This is a weird one. I'm not good enough to fold this, but I wonder if this is a fold. I mean, obviously influenced by seeing the hands, but sustained aggression, second pair.
It's not sustained aggression. It's
I
weird.
thought-
Check,
I thought, oh,
call,
I'm sorry. I bet he,
donk.
I'm
Check,
sorry.
bet, call, then lead.
Okay, got the
Broken-
extra
weird
wrong.
broken aggression.
Okay, yeah. So he donked, as you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. I don't
Yeah.
know.
This guy did open. He has a lot of, he does have a lot of king, queen here, ace, ace, king could have played this way. Yep. And folds it. All right. This will be my last one. Sevens open, jack, queen folds. Queen 8 should fold and 10-9 should not defend. That's what should happen. There's the raise, and it's extra big, so now absolutely nobody plays. But the 10-9 defends. This is a big mistake. And looking at our 3 big blind chart here, not at the poker coaching because this one has no rake. So with a raked thing,
Yeah,
we're
it's a big
gonna go
mistake.
to change. We're gonna go to the 6 max pre-flop only. So we can get a 3-bet in there and show just how big this one is. All right, this is 1, 2, 3. Good. So it is the low jack. So here we go. Low jack raises, big blind. Not even. Not even queen jack.
I mean, the way I think about this is that what you're flatting are defending are speculative hands.
Yeah.
And that's not speculative enough.
Here we go. And, but we are also not surprised to see this from this guy's and his play.
Yeah.
And how his play is rewarded.
Poker's not dead.
Yep.
Well, that's why poker's not dead, right?
Check range, no reason to do anything. This is usually you have the best hand, but it's marginally made, but it's super vulnerable. But the marginally madeness of it makes it that this is a better check. He bets, gets jammed on, and needs to fold. And so what this guy has done is he's played too wide, but he's also made the minimum when he makes his hand. Both of those hands, that's what's happened.
Yeah.
His play has caused him to under-realize his value.
Point.
All right. Mike, you're up.
Okay. King jack raise and take it. That's not what's gonna happen though.
Because this guy's calling, right?
Yep.
And he's not shown any of his hands yet.
That's right.
So we don't know. We only know he's playing a lot of hands. And of course.
Oh, this is great.
All right.
Because I mean, I don't know if he donks or whatever, but if assuming he checks, which he should, King Jack should bet this board pretty frequently, almost maybe even probably not pure, not a range bet, but this is a board that he can bet and probably Good bet.
Yeah, I like the bet here with the king jack diamonds a lot. My question is this a big bet board? I think it is.
Yeah, I think it can be. I think you can have all different sizes here. You can
Yeah.
go small, medium, large.
Yeah, so Larry, put this one in the solver. This one's going.
Well, do you want me to give villain 5 the big blind or the small blind?
Yeah, if it were me playing, I would assign him a big blind range at this point.
I agree.
Yeah, we're gonna look at it we'll look at it under both. Let's start with the big blind. Okay,
Now, if I gave him a true small blind range, I would be checking a lot more if I was in the hijack with king.
Yeah,
jack.
the small blind range is an entirely different animal. I mean, it's like what? It's
Yeah.
1.5% of hands, so
right. And this
it
isn't,
really dramatically affects the range position.
okay,
When I do see flats in the small blind, especially when I've already determined that they're kind of fishy on the fishy side, I just kind of
I'm a big blind range.
give them big blind ranges.
I agree.
Yeah, that's what,
Okay.
I think that's the right
I-
way to do.
I think I agree with this sizing. I think I like this. I think it's not going to go well. Having done the big size,
Okay, so the small stack might affect my decision to go on the bigger size and maybe take that out of the strategy because of the small stack. But had it been a full stack, I like the big size. But now that he has a small stack, so I don't know if the big sizes should be as frequent. I don't think it's bad, but probably take the frequency down. But now, so what happens here is that our stack to pot ratio is like getting really small. If
Mhm.
we had full stacks, I would make a really big bet now. Like I would go 75, maybe even over bet.
Mhm.
But because he has this short stack, I don't think we can do that anymore.
Right.
So now that we've gotten here, I don't know if I'll just make like a half pot bet now.
I want to check. Now, I want to say that my big bet did its work. And I want to
Right.
realize my equity
So
because,
yeah, so he's pretty filtered that he made the call.
because I have my straight draw, which I don't want to throw away. A king or a jack is good against his 10. And I beat all of his flush draws. Except the one that I don't. That he has.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you can check. I probably would continue the aggression though. I would probably go half pot though.
Okay.
Because that 3 is such a blank.
Right. And
Yeah.
now do you have to bluff a guy off of pocket nines? And jack 10, or do you check
Yeah.
behind and beat?
You've got
flop?
some showdown value. I think you've got showdown value.
Yeah.
I'd probably check this hand and I'd be betting like king 9 and king 8, like worse king, like
Yep.
shittier. I bet shittier hands, but king jack, I think we can check behind. And that's probably what I would do versus this player.
And we now, for the first time, we get to see that. So this is good. This is our first hand we've seen from him. All right. Yep. We ready, Larry?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. We get to beat so many fluff draws there, just not the one that he had.
So this is our betting frequency.
Right.
On flop.
So he had a range check, right?
His hand was the ace 10, right? And king jack.
Yeah,
King
we
jack
had-
of diamonds.
Yeah, he's mixing. I mean, I mean, if we look at breakdown, let's see. I mean, you have this part in the middle where you're gonna check a lot, but mostly you're gonna bet. I mean, you're gonna have some frequency of betting across the entire range.
Right.
Including the diamonds.
Okay. So the king jack of diamonds can do anything, and he did do anything. He did the big bet.
He chose a B75.
And before you hit the button, let's just look at the overall thing. This is a board that has big bets, but it's not a big bet board.
No.
What I mean?
Yeah, it's
70.
less than I thought.
Okay. But you had a lot of 50s on it. Okay,
Notice how aggro we're getting with our beef. I mean, we're
Yeah.
blocking his set, right?
Yeah.
We benefit from folds. We're quite, supposed to be quite aggressive even against this big bet, 36.
yeah, so we
Pair
can,
plus draw.
yeah, you can check raise it.
Low pair plus draw is a very common, semi bluff for solver.
Yeah.
He called, right?
He called.
And what was the turn?
Turn is the three of
Three-
nothing,
3 of hearts.
three of hearts.
That's a blank. I don't think we're gonna have any donks here, so we don't,
Yep.
don't donk. Does the king jack? Let's look at, yeah, we're just gonna,
Okay,
there no equity.
there is no slowing down when you take this line. Now, the king jack of diamonds, our particular hand, is the one that can check back, but even it doesn't want to.
I'm just curious, if we could filter and we look at trash hands.
Hmm.
So, like, I don't know, like 35% of the time, we're continuing with the trash, not weak.
Yeah.
Hands, if there are weak hands in there, it's the same. This falls into weak hand, this king high.
Right.
So yeah, we could certainly continue the aggression.
Yes, this is a 100 big blind sim. This does not apply to this hand. This is us learning. This is to Artura's question. Yeah, roll over the king jack suited for just a second though. I want to see one thing on suits. So the diamonds we have more frequently. Yeah, so doesn't break the solver. Better to continue your aggression. This is just fine. Okay.
What did he do in game? He checked?
He checked, which is the perfect, and he checked the combo that most often checks.
Another 3, right?
Yeah.
What was the 3 on the river?
Three of diamonds.
Now look, we're really attacking this check.
Right.
With this, I think we're attacking so much because it's just such a,
And then our
Uh,
king jack in particular,
because it's such a brick run out.
Yeah.
So, our hand in particular,
is the king jack of diamonds, which is, I think,
well, I'm looking right now at big blind. Big blind has a very, this is big blind range. Big blind
Oh, it's
is
big blind. Okay,
betting at a very high frequency here
right.
after check turn because of I think it's because of the brick run out.
And the
And
eight,
because as we saw, I think on hijack here, he continues at a high frequency. So when he checks, he really capped. But he checked, right?
Yep.
and and he has a pure bet with his hand.
No,
Yes.
he had some checks.
Or did he with the ace six of clubs?
Yep.
Oh, he
There
does.
was a little bit of checking in there.
Right, he does. Okay.
But it is important to see this falls into his
Yeah.
blocker range. So what's our king jack do? So our king back checks back. It just has, let's just look through hand classes. So full houses always betting, top pair, betting. Under pairs are happy to check back. We don't really have them. Second pair is mostly checking back. King highs and ace highs. King high, oh, we don't have an ace high. King high just wants to realize its equity.
Okay.
What's
Right,
the
so
no
it's-
made hand?
So, where are our bluffs coming from? Sorry, bluffs are coming from.
Queen
this
high.
one.
Queen high
Queen.
jack,
Queen high, yeah.
eight high. Hands that are not gonna win at showdown.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
queen that
important.
checks, roll over that queen nine suited, because it's gonna be entertaining. The ones that don't bet at all are the ones that block his continues. So the
One
queen
that don't bet is the one that blocks his busted flush
club
draw.
continues, right? So we want him to be on a busted flush when we bet.
Yes, he is higher likelihood to fold.
Yes.
It's a more profitable bluff if
Yes.
he's got a busted It's a more profitable bluff. He's got a higher frequency of busted FDs.
Yes, some of which are king high. And we'll fold,
Yes.
put some of those in his hand. Great.
Handing it back to the elf.
All right. Do you want to, and take a look at one thing. I'm gonna go to the next hand. Just shove us into the small blind. I mean, not us, do it with, let's see how much the actual small blind range changes just the flop play. Because we gave him a big blind range.
Good point.
And I think, given this hand, now going back to Arturis's question, I think not our sim work, but our poker logic, I don't think we said anything here that violated the fact that he's on a shorter stack. I think the play made sense. You know, bet the flop, sure, bet it, the large bet might have been a little smaller because of his size, because of his stack depth. Because
We just
it's
want to,
large.
oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, no, that's my whole speech. And then on the turn in the river, it stays the same.
Yeah, and the turn, I think you don't get, I don't think you're gonna get the over bets with the stack size.
Yeah.
I think they'll come down like to 75s and
Yep.
hundreds. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Well, the first thing to think about so this is only 2% of range, right? I
Yep.
mean, it's a very small part of range that we're
Yep.
flatting here. And so that's gonna result in us donking a lot, just because it's
Yeah.
a very condensed range.
Right.
We check a ton,
Right.
check a lot more.
And then our king jack with diamonds can bet and can also check. Yep, that is very similar. This is very similar to what we saw before.
It's we're much more respectful of the small blind's range because he just doesn't have as much trash.
Yeah, we don't have we don't have the 75s.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to this. And this was Mike's hand, right? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Have a hand, Mike.
Okay, 6-7 probably has some raises up there. I don't make it. Kings raise and take it.
Yeah. Let's see if this guy does it. He does it.
Does. And kings should 3-bet.
Right.
And 7-6 should call.
7-6 should call. He folds, but that is a pure call there. In the 2.5 range. I bet it's a pure call in the 3-bet bet. In the 3 also. You've got an 8 max 3. Somebody take a look at this in the 8 max 3. And we'll go on. Or actually, Mike, go back after the next hand, because you got one more hand, Mike.
Okay.
And then we'll
Queen 10 open. 9s actually should do a lot of folding there. Probably has a little sliver of 3-betting.
it does.
I think I would just fold it.
Yep.
And that should take it.
That's
But
what
what's
should-
going to happen is Queen 10 is going to raise, 9s are going to call, and we're going to go to a flop.
That's right. And 9s have no, and in the world of, let's go back here. Just to show you what the 9s do in this world, this was the low jack, high jack. So, and he went 3. Oh, good. So with a 3, the hijack has some raises from the 9s, not a lot. And a sliver of calls in this simulation that don't exist in the 9 max. And the other thing, was there a reason that we wanted to look at this under the poker coaching chart? No. But we will. Under the gun raise, fold, here we go. Low jack raise,
Yeah.
hijack, this is with no rake. With no rake, you never fold the 9s. But this is a no rake environment. With a rake. The sim breaks. Straight up cash 6 max. Oh, we have to do it this way. Hero position is hijack, action versus a raise from the U. Interesting. Poker coaching has this as pure three bet, is that right?
Okay.
Oh, no, hero position, no, no, here, that's RFI. Okay, hero position hijack, action versus a raise. Opponent position, there it is. Yep, there's your nines, mostly folding. This doesn't break the solve.
Yeah, and I will find that raise versus a lot of regs.
And not only does this not break the solve, this also, if you want to have a calling range, you don't have to worry that much if you you don't have to worry as much about three bets behind as GTO because people don't play it as much. And then all these pairs can play fine. I remember Jonathan saying that he can, that he'll call down to, down to deuces sometimes.
Right.
Here, just any pair, just set mine. Like that.
Queen 10 would be, this is going to be one of those range check boards here.
Mm-hmm.
Nines you should bet, and they should bet a third.
Yep. And the queen 10 might bet, he might bet here.
So the question here for you guys is, are you fast playing pure?
You
Yeah,
can-
I think
you
I
can
would.
Unblock the jack. And you
Mhm.
unblock the hearts.
Yeah, low jack range is pretty strong.
So
I-
my only modification to that is that I think you're right about where I'm blocking, but I think that, population just bets too much. Auto C bets too much here. And I'm not, in theory, we're supposed to fast play our sets at a high frequency, unblocking their continues.
Mhm.
But I kind of, we're in position. I still play this sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I think you can. And I
So-
think if you looked at it in a solver, this is probably going to call most of the time.
Oh, really? You don't think this is, I thought this is gonna be a raise most of the time in a solver.
We just have
No.
less raises in position because we're gonna close the action on river.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably raises like less than 20%, like maybe.
This is gonna be an interesting, actually, this is a very interesting hand because of the, we'll run through this hand and this is a good one for solver. We'll just give Dylan 7 button.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute.
Um,
Oh, right. And it's a three big blind open, but we don't have three big blind post flop anyway. So
no.
but
We
we'll do that. Okay.
So, yeah, let's see what Dylan 7
Yeah.
does here. I would slow play this at some frequency. It's easy to get scared about this texture though. Let's see what he does.
Here's my reason for fast playing it,
Me too.
which is it's not that I'm afraid of a heart coming off and losing. It's not that I'm afraid of a 10 or a queen coming off and losing to a straight. It's that those all make it harder for me to get value from anything except his best hands. Whereas now, he's not, all of his overpairs are not scared. All of his jacks are not scared. So that's why I want to raise it now.
Yeah, I think you have a good point.
Yeah.
We'll compare it against the rainbow board.
Well, yeah, we'll do both. Okay, so there it is.
Boom.
All right. Welcome to poker.
Hmm.
This is, whose hand was this? This is Mike's hand, I think.
Yeah, and it went bet call.
Yep.
Which is all reasonable. Except that I think they'd be checking range in the solver. This might not even be checkable.
Yeah.
But now I would just I'm going 75 minimum.
Might go all in here.
Now the nines have to bet, of course.
I like the small size.
So let's just pause here for a second. What are you guys doing here with your nines?
Call
With what?
nines.
With your
With
set?
nine? I'm not raising.
And no reason to raise now. I can raise the river if I need to.
Yeah.
I'm not folding.
Not what you're
And-
looking for.
Now I'm gonna lose all my chips. I'm gonna lose 62.28. No, I'm not gonna lose 62.28.
Whoa, what is that about?
I think
Yeah,
I
that's
am.
pretty bad.
Oh, I think I may bet this. Oh, this is bad. I think he's got me. Yep. Check raises twice.
I think that this is an important lesson in the what. So the first question you have to ask here, if you're villain 7, well, your pot odds are ridiculous, but are you beating value? The only thing you're beating plays this way is 4s.
Oh, 8s, jacks.
You're losing against jacks. You're talking about sets.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
talking
we're
about
losing against
four
jacks. I mean, I think it's
sets
just
of eights.
yeah, maybe 8s play this way if they got there on turn.
So
Jack
8s,
king?
4s.
Ace, king of hearts.
A good lesson here, I think, is what I mean, is how often a double XR has any bluff.
Yeah.
portion.
But could he play ace, king of hearts this way?
So
But
this hand is so far up in range that if you were to put this in solver,
It's a call, yeah.
it's gonna call because it's beating value.
Yeah.
It's beating king jack.
I'm so glad I'm not in this hand. Yeah, I think we're solving this hand.
This is an interesting one. All right, I'll set it up.
Okay, and the next person would be, Larry would be up, but you're setting this up, so, Skate, do this next hand, Skate, while we do it.
All right, perfect. All right, it's gonna fold around. Let's fold around to ace. Yeah, so we have ace 9 and ace 10 suited in the blinds. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Well, yeah, now that we're here, yeah, definitely ace 9 raise. Ace 10 could. I think they should more often than not do 3-betting
It's
with
got,
this hand.
on the suited side, the ace 10, I think is gonna do.
More
Most,
calling.
I think it mostly 3-bets here, in position, might have some calls.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe like very little calls, but like yeah, maybe like mostly 3-bet.
Let's see, we'll see what poker coaching, we'll see what
I think
GTO will
poker-
do.
Yeah,
So yeah, we have a nice. And did he do 3? Let's see.
All the
Yep,
way down to like maybe ace
we're in a 3-bet
ace
sim.
7.
Yeah, we're in a perfect 3-bet sim. This is great. He raises
Okay.
the 3.5, but he really does 3. And our ace 10 mixes. Great, you can do whatever you want. I did that.
Okay. Mostly calling.
I love poker.
All right, check call, check raise, or check call, check raise return.
Yeah. Check bet. And I bet big on the fact that I wanted to,
Bet call.
I want to get it all in, and he has aces. He has, if he doesn't have an ace, there's not a lot of money going in this board, so I'm playing to say he has an ace.
yeah,
Great.
he has some of the remaining
Yep, he has an ace.
defects.
Great. Geo would be about 20.
Discipline
Wow.
fold by villain 1.
How can he
It
play
is.
so good? Oh, I hate him. All right, let's see what we got.
I would not have made that fold.
So I think we're gonna. Do we have a check raise on flop? Is that what happened?
No, he check called the flop.
So check. Our set of nines are doing what?
Yeah,
Our
it
set of
was,
nines
oh,
are
sorry,
what?
no, it was a donk. It was a donk into him. That was the question.
It was a C-bet.
It was a C bet into him, right? Yeah,
Hijack. Okay, so this. So
It's a
we're gonna
check.
have to just give him a check because he doesn't get bets.
right. Okay, so
Yeah,
like.
that's what I thought. We may not be able to solve this one.
Yeah, we're in no man's land.
Yeah, but let's see what we do. So he does.
The bet size was,
A
the
third.
size bet that got in there was,
It's a third.
A third.
Well, the hijack C-bet a third.
Yeah,
There.
I mean, we can't, I don't know.
yeah, Yeah, we're just,
Now I'm just curious about if we check raise, queen ten. We mostly just call unless we've got the combo. So it's really hard to solve this because we just don't have C bets.
right, so let's give him, well, let's do it this way. Let's give him let's do the check call. And at least the turn becomes related.
Okay.
And we'll just know that we're not really doing anything. It's queen ten of spades.
Alright, so he gets there, right? He's now got.
Yeah.
Got straight. And,
He
he's
checks
gonna
it,
check a lot, which I think he did in game.
right? We bet.
And
Uh,
then the sets go cray. That's
right,
equity.
but there is a small bet size, which he does. Take the small, because he bet 5 into 12.
Okay,
And that
so we'll
bet
take
does
it.
exist. So he does that.
And we've got to.
He bet 5,
pure-
no, not 5%. He bet 5.8 big blind. So take the oh, right, because the pot's a little bit bigger. 50%. This is closer to 50% than it is 33%. So give him the 5.4. And now the queen 10 check raises. And he check raises to
It shoves. Well, it mixes, but mostly shoves.
right, but he check raises to 20 and he check raised to 24. So 27 is the best world,
So we just call with our set.
right? Nine's call.
And this double check raise though, that's the, I
Yeah.
think he,
And the river is the king of the
Of
king I would like to lose a lot of money. King of clubs.
yeah, this isn't nothing. He's not good. Well,
Yeah.
are you sometimes? Just a little
There it
bit.
is. There it is. There it is.
There.
You can do it.
Just curious. 12% of the time we trap it.
All right.
Check.
And now what do nines do?
Nines are shook. Some of the nines are shook, depending on what our
Alright.
blocker properties are.
And our nines are the spade diamond.
So he's supposed to check back. But.
Supposed to mostly check back.
So this is an important, I mean, so if he has any component of trapping, which he does, let's just look this way. You little, yeah, this very, very top, you can see it.
Yeah.
Slivers of green.
Right.
So,
So the nines is not a mistake to bet there because most
no,
of them,
not at all.
they do
So
it.
he
and-
chose, I think his only size is gonna be a shove, though. No, he can bet.
Yeah.
B60, so he can do B60.
And what he, and the amount he bet was, he bet 30 into, he bet 30, so that's the B60. Now he gets check raised by those queen
And
10.
even with, his pot odds are 15%,
Mhm.
and he's still indifferent.
He does some folding. Yeah,
He does
Okay.
some folding, even though he's being offered 15%.
yeah.
Okay,
Bye, skate.
see you, skate.
All right, so.
He didn't
we're-
bless us with the poker go.
Oh my God, skate. You've ruined our
I'm
week.
back, skate.
Well, we got tomorrow. We're gonna, we only have to get through tonight without the blow.
Okay, good point, good point.
Yeah, okay. So here we go. So that was that hand. Then this is the hand that skate just did. And this fold right here. Wow, he just knows it's coming.
That's a very disciplined fold. I mean, there's a lot, and he
Yeah.
might be also thinking, well, since we have pot, right? So he always has better aces, and if he's bluffing, he's got a shit ton of equity against.
Also, there's one other thing. If he's really thinking, what's the ace? What is the worst ace that he's up against most commonly? Ace 5.
That's a good point. That's a
Yeah.
really good point. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a really disciplined fold, which I don't know if I can find.
Yeah.
I think I would probably pay him on turn and fold on river,
Wow. I wish you were in
But-
the,
but, I really admire that fold, frankly.
there we go. And then we just ran this one. That was easy. And so the next player that was, it's on you, Larry.
Alright, I think it's too early for the king ten cutoff hijack. Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
folds around to king jack, can RFI, and a7 doesn't get to defend.
But let's see, do we think he will? With a
I
V,
think he will.
he doesn't have many calls. I think he might not. Oh, he does. Okay, so that's his first mistake. And it pays off.
So, you know, king jack. This is kind of like a whatever. King jack, I would bet here. King jack can bet.
Yep.
Do whatever it wants. Probably has betting across its entire range.
He checks.
King jack should, well, so villain 3 is a very interesting spot here. Villain 3, I think what would I do here? So I was villain 3, what I do? I would probably bet if I was villain 3, because I would think that he has some S8 ace X that I want to get a lot of value from. Like
I
ace
would-
king, ace queen, ace jack.
I would consider checking for the same reason. Because all of those hands are gonna bet into me and I can check raise them and they all have to call.
I think that's yeah, just when you started that, I thought.
Whereas
maybe
once
check
I
raise.
bet, they all have to call. Because I can have 9 jack here. I can play 9 jack like this.
Yeah,
Um,
this is a really good check raise spot to build a pot.
Yeah,
I
and when they
agree.
don't have it, I can let them bluff. But some of them fold. So I really like that check. And now he didn't have it. He wasn't gonna call me. And everything. And now normally I would bet. But now I don't want to.
You wanna let him bluff with, pretend he has 9?
I wanna let him bluff that he has a 9. I wanna let him have a 9. I don't think I'm getting called. I don't think he has an ace here. So I don't think I'm getting called.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you could block bet it, but to get called by an 8,
Oh, yeah, I think check is good.
Yeah.
Let's hit check.
yeah, he just bets it. And I may be,
So he used an interesting size because it's almost like if you use that size and you get raised
Yeah.
on a 4 to a flush, or 4 to straight rather. Feels like it's pretty easy to fold.
so I figured this hand out with my, what does he have, with my, with using, trying to use narrative logic. As opposed to GTO logic. So I'd be interested in how GTO aligns with the narrative I just said. And we'll have to give us a7 suited. And that'll be fine. We'll just have a7 of,
Okay.
yeah, we can have a7 of diamonds here. That'll be fine, because we will have played it the same way. All right. So set that up and I'm gonna go, I'll do the next hand. Actually, Arturus, jump ahead. You do this hand and then we'll go back.
Ace king raise, queen jack. No idea. Fold probably queen jack.
I'm gonna fold it. It's too early to 3-bet it and I don't have a calling range. So I'm folding.
Call.
Yep, call with some raises, right? Ace 4 suited.
Not versus like Androgan pretty much.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sure.
It's not like I mean versus several position like
Yeah.
versus hijack or cutoff. Okay.
So, oh yeah, so we're back in a 3 big blind sim, so we can call it under the gun because it's all we have. Big blind, ace 4. Yeah, it's got him.
Oh, okay.
Call is fine. Ace 5 and ace 4, just magic. He does.
Wow. Like almost full frequency, all low aces.
Yeah.
Check. 75 for check. We check ace king.
Yep. Check what
No
we bet.
small
That's
bets.
it. That's it.
Oh, you have small bets, I think. And cash games. Ace 4, we call or raise, both
Yeah,
fine.
call,
Mostly call.
call seems best.
Check.
Make a lot of money on this hand.
Bet 15.
Yep. He bets.
maybe smaller, 14.
Pot.
Ace 4. I mean, we have to raise probably, right?
I think, yeah, that now seems like a really good time to check raise and and get called by an ace. Build it that way.
Check. I mean, maybe he has some leads, but not many.
So this is a situation, this is interesting. I just think you have to raise. I mean, I might be influenced by the hand, but I think you have to raise and then fold to a shove.
How much do you raise that isn't that isn't a shove?
It's a very good point. I mean, I guess it only leaves you with a click back, doesn't it?
Yeah, he decided that there's 10-10.
I like
Ace,
the
10-10
call.
and ace 10.
Yeah.
I like check raising the turn.
Yeah, but let's play I think you have to.
It's played,
fold.
okay. Here we go. All right,
Like,
let's,
I don't know if this is gonna be good or not, but I like a check raise on the flop.
it exists.
Yeah,
Um,
it exists.
The check raise on the flop exists, turning bottom pair into a bluff with the extra equity, but I bet it's not pure.
No,
Ace 4
no, not
usually
pure.
calls actually, like you need like weaker king. Oh,
Yeah.
you king 4 is like better.
Mike has a good point. I mean, we're against a very well-defined range, early position. And of course, he has overpairs, but he has less that hits that board from that early position. I think that makes sense for the check raise on the flop too.
Let's put the last one up, and this one is worth putting up too. This one's interesting too. Okay, we're gonna give ourselves ace 7 suited instead, so we can be in the hand.
We do have donks here on this texture because there is a straight.
Yep. And ace 7 does a little bit of it.
So what size do we have from our villain here?
So the hand
With
went,
king jack.
he raised, the king jack went, he went check, check on the flop.
Which is fine.
Yep, king jack does some betting, does some checking. Right, and we agreed with that. We thought the king jack could bet, and he does, and it does sometimes. And it checks sometimes, so that's great.
So the question is ace 7, what do we do? We
Right,
weren't sure about, so we do check this a lot.
right.
And so what we're doing here is we're comparing your narrative to
The
GTO
GTO.
play, right?
Yeah. And the GTO does check.
And your narrative is that he's got lots of ace X. So, well, let's just drill down. So you're right. And so he has not only more ace X in position, he also has it as a greater part of the range, right? It's
Yeah.
23% of his range.
Yeah,
So he's got more combos and he's got it at a larger part of range. So that must drive essentially what is trapped here with our 2 pair.
yep.
Strategy. Let's just look at all our 2 pair. To see if so we are betting more in this region, unblocking his ace. Not all the time.
Yep. And
But
also,
like, for instance, this kind of proves your theory. Cause like 8-7 is betting more. It's betting like 70% of it.
yep, and
But,
7 is betting.
sorry, ace 7, ace 8. They're checking 80% of it.
Right.
Top
Ace
2,
10 gets up there though.
top 2 gets up there, but these 2 are.
Yeah.
What's the equity difference? I don't think it's good. 88, 85. So, yeah, I think your theory as to why is correct. He's got lots of aces that can bet.
Yeah.
So we
And when
can
bet,
switch.
after this, let's make sure that we check raise all those 2 pairs, because that's what we intended to do.
Okay,
And can you click on the cutoff flop node?
sure.
Just want to see their aces, how often they're checking. So they're checking a ton of, like, their aces really do check a lot that don't have a pair.
Yeah, I like to do it this way because it just allows me to focus on one part of the range a little better, but yeah. And I thought it'd be more kicker driven, like I thought we'd check more up here than down here. That's not really the case this case. It's the same.
Okay.
Um. Okay, so. So we went check, check, right?
But
Ace
when we
check.
let's make it, before we check it, give him a bet and let's just make sure we're check raising the ace seven, that we're not
On turn.
afraid of ace 10. Yeah, on turn. Because that was our intent.
So,
Give him his most common bet size, which is,
so it'd be 50.
Yeah.
The question becomes, of that hand class, the two pair. Is it just
No.
not good enough? Just not good enough?
no, not even ace 10. It's not that it's not good. It's all traps.
Is it?
Ace 10 off does it.
Oh no. Is it a trap?
That's a trap. Look at how
Where
happy.
is it? Okay, let's just look. I mean, I think this is where sometimes, breakdown helps. So we had 8-7, right?
Yeah,
So this should show up. Where does it show up? It's right up here. It's in this weird spot right here. You see where my cursor is?
Yeah, yeah.
So we have lots of check raises below it,
hmm
right? With stuff like our good ace X.
Yeah.
And then we get to this weird spot here where we don't have it with so I don't know. The first thing comes to mind is that we're blocking these continues, but that doesn't make sense. But then all of a sudden we get above that to the top two and we're check raising the higher frequency.
Yeah,
And then, our straights were check raising here.
right. Our straights on blocking aces.
Our straights unblocking all his value in theory. It's very interesting. I'm surprised that we're slow playing this at high frequency.
Yeah. Me too.
So
But we're not slow playing it. It's not. We're not slow playing it marginally. It's not marginally made. It's the slow played part of our value. Because it's 85% equity.
Yeah. Yeah, we could see that in the solver, but it still leaves me with the question as to what are the qualities of this two pair that result in this not check raising. I'm not sure. So in game though, it went check, check, right?
Yeah.
And that was the 6 of clubs.
Yeah.
The other question is, okay, so now we got to bet for value.
Okay, we have to bet for value.
Let's look at our two pair across that hand class. So our two pair, oh, that's not what I want. And we do have, so I guess the important thing to see is that the very top, blocking the top two,
Mhm.
we're checking. But below that, we're gonna begin betting for value.
Right, and then the 10-8 and the 10-7, we don't, and those are almost protection. And the 8-6 and the 8-7 down there block some of the nines. Also, so does the 10-8.
Do you guys think a 10-8 or 10-7 is a check call or check raise? What's your
Check
guess?
call. Check
If
call.
it's on
check
the
call.
river, yeah, check call.
It's a 4-liner.
Check. What's his most common bet size? It is B70. And yeah, check call.
Check raises are only straights,
Yeah, four liner, it's only straight. Yeah,
plus some insane bluff. What's the insane bluff?
here, after we get bet,
Yeah,
4-3.
that's pretty insane. 4-3 blocking, losing. Because you're blocking all his win, you block his losing hands.
Cause you're unblocking, his bluffs. You're
You're
unblocking
unblocking everything.
king, queen, queen, jack, king, jack.
You're blocking his
Oh,
value,
oh,
his
yeah.
bluffs and everything. You're nowhere near anything.
Alright, handing it back to the boss.
That was fun.
That was interesting.
So that was that hand. Then we have. Oh, and then we just wanted to look to see how often this check raised.
Okay, sure. We just wanna look at flop.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, and it's the same world here.
Just run it out for me.
Okay,
Let it see. Okay,
yeah, it never raises. Yeah, no, we're gonna look at this whole hand. Which is the same, it's the same hand, except that it doesn't go to the 4-liner at the end. It's the same hand of the same logic. All right, while you're setting that up. We'll do this one. I'll buzz through it. Folds around to the ace-9 who raises and takes it. There we go. All right, we're ready.
cut off my jack.
Yeah, I don't know if you have do you have a sim this early? Do you have do you have the 9-person sim?
I think UTG will be fine.
UTG is gonna be fine. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, low jack is fine. It's the same. And while we're at it, while you're setting that up, I will just show in the world of 2.5 raises where we have an actual 9 max world here in the world of 9 max. This was UTG one, two. Oh no, he 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's low jack -1. So here's his raise. And
There's-
let me this too, not GTO sizes. I want an L50. There, 2.5. Here we go. He raises to 2.5 and we are in the big blind and I just wanted to show the ace-4 raises there to Arcturus. Bunches of them. Now, the other one it was a 3 big blind one, so that made a little difference, but still bunches of them. All right.
Okay.
Here you go.
So big blind gets donked, of course. On this, texture.
Even up to the 10, the big blind gets donks.
And we're betting a lot. What did he do in game? This base game?
Game, it went check,
Small bet.
or went check small bet. And the question was, right? What do we want? Do we want to turn ace-4?
Oh, well, Mike had a good question in that, do we get check raises here? And we certainly do on this texture, even against a
On our
square
hand.
position, we get, it's pretty robust, right? So it looks like it's like 16%, 15%.
Right.
But
Our
the
hand
other
does-
question is, I'm sorry, go Mike.
Oh, I interrupted you. I said our hand does not. Looks like it does not.
No. It
I was
pulls-
curious. I think we
it
just,
pulls from the low 4s that have a straight draw to go with them.
I think, yeah, we've just got showdown. And I guess this is down here, it's got some combo doll stuff going.
Right. And roll over that 6-4. I want to see if we need suits. No. No, just do it.
Yes, we just call because we got, I guess, oh card.
Then we get
All
our,
right, this is where it gets interesting, right? So
yeah, we get
the
our ace of clubs.
We're never donking, that's the first thing.
Hmm.
Which makes sense, right? This
Yeah.
card is not good for our range. Donking wouldn't make sense, but we're gonna see a lot of,
Right.
a lot
bet-
of humans donking this card.
He bets on. He bets 9 chips.
So our ace king now is going to bet for value, obviously.
Yeah. And make it a B75 because he doesn't overbet the pot. He bets basically pot. So this seems right size.
So do we fast play this? And I'm gonna say,
No,
I'm a little shocked by the 2 pair.
yeah.
Raise your hand if you're not playing 2 pair correctly, according to
I'm
Sawda.
if you pair correctly here.
So I just can't get this is essentially what we saw in the left hand, right? And this looks like a much less dangerous board for two pair,
Right.
especially in these positions, UTG versus big blind.
Please let us raise the river at least.
So then the question becomes. I'm gonna look at this differently too here. So it's up here, right? So it's right below where we start check raising. It might just be that, it just might be that this ace is just so good for in position. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we're check raising our slow played sets
Yep.
and our top two,
But not all of our top two.
but not all. No, I mean,
Yeah, the ace ten does the check raising, but it doesn't do all of it.
does anybody have any theory about why we're seeing this with?
I do.
Two pair. What is it?
I do. I'll tell it to you at the end. There's a 2PR heuristic, but about why you don't raise top bottom.
Okay. Cause
Um,
I don't remember it. I remember us talking about it before. So we
Yeah.
just call. Eight of hearts. I think this is a brick.
we've got to continue the check. That makes total sense.
What size?
Now he bets sort of 20-ish. Bets
So he bets like a B80.
B80. And I want to jam.
We check raise.
Come on, check raise the ace four.
It's not good enough.
What the?
You have to have top two.
You do.
What is the, okay, so let's just, again, drill down on two pair here. So if we drill down two pair, right? Now let's look at the breakdown just with two pair. So this is obviously gonna be pure equity driven and it just, I mean, if you just think about equity, it wants to have in the 80s, I think is the way to think about it.
Right.
This is 86. I can't understand this heuristic.
Okay, so I can explain what's going on the flop and the turn, when you don't check raise your two pair, but this does not apply to the river.
Okay.
So the speech I'm gonna give here may be right, and it may explain the behavior on the flop and on the turn, but it won't explain the river, or it's completely wrong because the flop, turn, and river are all driven by, well, it's not top two pair, is it? And that is, when you flop two pair or turn two pair, you want to be raising some of them, right? So sometimes there might be a situation where you're supposed to raise all of them a lot of the time. You know, the board is such that you're going to do this. But if you are going to check any two pair at all, the reason that you check top bottom, you know, instead of top top or bottom bottom, is bottom bottom unblocks him having a naked top pair that can call and lose, right?
Mhm.
So that's good. Top top is really, really good. It's top top. It coolers top bottom and top middle, you know, and coolers when he has two pairs, it coolers everything except for his sets.
Well,
But
this
top
takes your
middle,
special-
but top middle not only loses to top top, but sometimes on the river, it gets counterfeited.
Ah, okay.
And when it gets counterfeited, he never folded his top, you know, top pair, top kicker that you had beat, that now beats you.
I see your point.
So this is not saying that you should always check top bottom. It says if you're ever going to check, then the order in which you check them is, in general, first you check top bottom and top middle, you know, if you're on the turn. And then next you check, you know, that you check those long before you check bottom, you know, the bottom two or the top two.
I see your point.
Did you say top top? I thought you said top top, Jamie Gold. I don't remember that quote. Nice. Okay, so that's the speech. And I believe that speech comes more from limit poker than no limit, but it does apply. I've seen it.
Okay.
But boy, that ace four seems strong enough to check raise the river on.
Yeah, we could see it's right on the edge. Right
But
here
also-
against this big size.
Talking about aggression, he bet all three streets.
Yeah, he's claiming a very large,
He's
he's claiming a very good range.
there. Okay. Get rid of that.
All right, I'm gonna hand it back to you.
Okay, I will take it back. There we go. There we go. Well, that was the ace four hand there. Let me wipe my hand off so I don't get all this on the computer. Okay. And I think we did this. Yeah, we did this hand where ace nine raised and took it. Right, so next hand. We are on Arturo.
Yeah. Eastern race and then.
Yep.
King ten race, big blind call.
Right, and the big blind shouldn't call here though, right? Ace seven against the cutoff.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Eastern offsuit, right?
Cutoff ace nine. And a little bit of ace eight and a little bit of ace five. But no ace eight. So it's like this. Here's what it looks like. Cutoff
You should-
aces. Cutoff raises, big blind. There's your ace nine, a little bit of ace eight, and a little bit of ace five. But the ace seven is yucky. Now, having said that, his raise size is three big blinds. So with three big blinds, the ace eight should go away, the ace five should probably go away. And maybe the ace nine, three bets more, but the ace seven should totally go away. So looking at this in the world of three bet, of three big blinds, which I'm gonna now just load up here. And change this to. Change to our three bet, our bigger big blind. Six max. Pre-flop only. Three big blind opens. And now we have, here's our cutoff raise, and now our big blind defense looks like this. The ace nine goes away too, but the ace five doesn't. Ace five still has magical properties. And what actually happens is madness.
Oh, geez.
Right. So this is our short stack guy. And he got bored, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
He didn't get to play a hand in a while. He had to fold, there's his force of an ace three, queen eight. It's this one, no, he's new. This is a new guy here. Right?
yeah. Notice the expanded through that size with trash.
Yeah. He also says that this says we have 23 hands on him, and that's not right.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't know the difference between your villain seven previously and your villain seven after.
That might be it, but it is a different guy, right?
Yes, looked like to
Okay.
me.
This is our new villain seven. Oh, boy.
Let's go hero. I don't know if we can get action.
yeah, you just win.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna, it's not gonna be as fun as I want it to be.
Villain seven might go quick, right?
I hope he
Yeah.
does. No. I can't have nice things. All right, still on you, Arturo.
Ace deuce raise. And then, yeah,
This ace deuce actually is too early. This one, it's ace one, two, three, four, five.
four.
It's ace three here and it mixes half and half. Going back to the nine-handed sim. That's in those first three positions, you don't have the ace deuce.
Okay,
So just worth noticing, just in our straight up raises. No ace deuce, sliver of ace three. Next one is no ace deuce, half ace three. Next one is no ace deuce, all ace three. Then the low jack comes in full. I think that's worth learning. I don't care if you learn the ace three difference, but just knowing that starting in the low jack, all suited aces, But when you go to these three earlier positions, these first two, you can just, if you want to do simple, just fold them all the time. And then in the third position, play the three all the time. And he's gonna fold it correctly.
8,
Moving
9
on.
raise.
8-9 raise.
Yeah,
This is not a pure raise, but it's perfectly fine. Oh, limps. It's this guy.
ISO.
It's our bad player.
Yeah, we all queen jack raise.
Right. ISO him. ISO to
Yeah.
what size?
I don't know, 4.
4.5. Yep, but he limps. This seems like a terrible limp. And a terrible hand to do it
Not
with.
necessarily. Still probably profitable.
Yeah,
Anyway, 7, 8 is limp, probably behind. Check.
Yeah.
It's not even terrible, like, it's still profitable, probably to limp queen jack.
it just, the idea of taking queen jack offsuit multi-way. Is why I thought it was terrible.
Without rake, it's for sure profitable, like,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
7, 8, check, check. 9, 8. Check, queen jack. Queen jack. Okay. Now we float.
Straight draw, no straight draw, not closing the action, no suit. Fold?
Ah, you want to call only in a big blind?
I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
whether,
so then, because I'm not, okay, so we just fold. Everyone folds.
right, but this guy called with a straight draw.
I don't know, just show me what he does.
He picks
And
up,
then it should check.
he picks up the flush draw. He bets it. And now the queen jack has to fold, right?
I will probably float. He's not convincingly betting. He's betting like he's, I don't know, like he's scared like king queen or
Yeah.
ace 8.
You certainly could win the hand from him if a spade doesn't come. And no 8-9 on the river, because
I
he's
mean, you
gonna,
could jam even on the river, even if he bets.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It depends if we can fold. But like, if he's betting like he's scared, he's not betting like he's playing for stacks.
yeah, I think that's true. Okay. All right, one more.
Ace king 9 raise. Ace no idea.
This is a, this has a decent frequency of king 7 here. Just so you know, this is not an instant fold. This is,
Okay.
20, this is gonna be 25%, I think.
Yeah.
King 7. Here, oh, more than 25%. 34%, king 7. Yeah, there we go. But he doesn't play it. And so the king 9
Oh.
opens there, right?
Why in MTTs it's tighter than in cash game? King 7 in MTTs it's almost folding.
I don't know. Take a look at an MTT at 100 big blinds deep.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, at 100 big blinds deep, the king 7 just goes, I don't want any of the part of this.
Not
King
necessarily.
9 is a fold.
There's some king 9 in the cutoff, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
Not poker coaching.
Yep. There's a little bit,
GTO has a like
there's a bit of
50.
it. Yeah, there's some of it. He goes for it.
Ace 10 fold. I don't know what he's supposed to
I think
do
ace
here.
10 is, I think ace 10 is a 3-bet here.
Yeah, I think we're getting the 3-bet
What do
territory.
you mean free bet? It's
I mean, it's a 3-bet. When the cutoff raises, I think the ace
Yeah.
10 is a 3-bet.
Yeah,
Look at-
against that wide range, you want to
Yeah, look at it.
eat
free
their
bet
lunch.
fold or what?
You can fold it. 75%.
Oh, you're free betting and calling if he jumps?
Oh, if you
His
jam,
stack,
you fold.
yes.
You're bluffing. No, you're bluffing. If you get 4
Yeah,
bet,
but-
you're bluffing.
Yeah, but if you have 26 big blinds and you raise now, and then you get
Oh.
jammed,
Oh,
right.
well,
I didn't look
broken
at, no,
stack.
at short stack, No, if you three bet this, you should just jam. He should just, the ace ten should just jam. If he's gonna do it at this short stack. Do we have short stack? We have a short stack, sim. Take a look in our, we have a short stack cash game now. In
In
6 months.
Wizard?
Yeah, yeah, the wizard just came out with it. This is bad, though.
But it needs variable stacks and not like
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, we'll just look at it, just see what the tool looks like. But,
But flat is okay, probably. I don't know.
Flat.
Suited and flat.
and now, what do you think the fives should do?
Call.
They've got, right, they're short stacked against him, which is bad. They're deep against these guys on a raise. I
So you want to free bet? What's your bottom?
No,
line?
no, I don't want to three bet. I want to call or fold. I definitely don't three bet him.
Okay, but like.
So
do
I
you
think
free bet
villain one
sevens?
is gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, I would set mine here against three
Yeah.
raises.
He set mines because because there's enough money here to set mine against.
Do you free bet sevens or eights or what's your bottom?
Tens, for sure.
Nines, yeah.
Nines. Yeah.
Eights we flat or what? Sevens?
I don't know.
Well, so it's hard to know here because one stack is
Eights we
broken.
have to free bet in my opinion.
Yeah, with
Sevens-
a broken stack and everything, but let's look at at least what the wizard says. I said definitely tens, and then I went, eh. So I'm happy. The answer is 10, the answer is definitely tens and with nines.
So I'm gonna set mine a lot more than solver here because I just don't think big blind finds the squeezes.
Yep, I think you're right about that. And none of them are a mistake, so you can do all of
And
them.
Joey's not here to reprimand me, so.
Yeah. Yeah, good. We're gonna do a lot more set mining without Joey.
So,
I fold.
yeah, so this becomes interesting.
Check, check. No, no idea. Three big blinds.
Yeah, although I expect him on his broken stack to bet bigger,
Yeah, like four.
but
or
three
five.
is the right size. Three is the right size.
But like. SPRs when awkward. 1.3 on the turn.
Well, here's the thing we found. We did a bunch of solver work with one solver called DTO Wizard. I think this is before you got here, Arturus. Of specifically multi-way pots, cutoff button, and big blind. And the only size that it gave allowed on the flop was a third. It said, this is the best size. Let's simplify and do it. So my size here is going to be 3.5, just period. I'm not gonna try to do anything fancier because I don't know which direction to go and which time. But he goes big, which doesn't surprise me because he looks at it and goes, I'm vulnerable and, there's two other people to call me and I have a heart to back it up.
It's a very poor call.
This is, he's got the five of hearts, but that's more of a heads up. thing.
Yeah, I just don't think you're out of position to, so it's, I mean, if you do get the magical run out, it's gonna get harder to get paid.
If you get a two or if you get a deuce or a six here, the next bet is all in. There's no implied odds for your straight.
Yeah, I think this is really bad.
Everything is bad about this. And now check, just jam. And that's even worse.
I think I used to make this mistake, against what's that? Of calling too wide.
Broken stacks can't have top pair.
Yeah, I think that was a big flaw in my game, which I've now gotten rid of.
Okay, so now, did anybody, the one thing is to just take a look at this pre-flop action to see what do we do in a short stack situation on the button with ace ten here? Did anybody have that, available in GTA Wizard?
No, we ignored you.
Okay. Well, run that one, Larry, run that one and Arturo will play the next hand. And I promise not to go any deeper than just looking at the flop. All right, here you go, Arturo. You get an extra hand because Larry ignored me. Oh, this is one, did we just do this one? No, we didn't.
Why don't I just show it now?
Okay, I'm ready.
So we want to know what happens if we're 20 big blinds effective, right?
25 if you've got
We
it.
don't have it. Close against 20 or
Yeah.
40. So 20 big blinds effective, NL 50. Cutoff opens. This is our response on button.
I don't know,
We
50.
have this weird, well, not weird in a tournament, but weird RFI size, or 2-bit size.
Yeah.
And Ace 10 falls in.
Yep, great.
So it's
But it
pretty
doesn't
much,
call.
but yeah, it's pretty much fault he reacts like there.
I mean, it's an interesting kind of range, right? Because you got all these shoves with these marginal.
Yeah.
Holdings. But you're not shut, obviously. They're trying to keep them in with the aces and kings. I mean, and you got these,
And you,
and it looks more like, it looks like a tournament range.
that's great.
But obviously it's different because there's rake.
Okay, that looks good to me. All right. All right, we're back to the world of me. So this king 7 gets to open at a low frequency and he's not gonna find it. These deuces are in the hijack. These are a low frequency open. They're never a flat, but some people will flat them. And this guy with a 24, 26 and a C of 7, I think, and 21, he might find a raise here. If he does, the ace 9 should fold and the 8/8 should defend by calling, not by raising. And now let's see what happens. King 7 doesn't find it, deuce doesn't find it. Now the ace 9 is a pure raise and the 8/8 in the big blind against the button is a call. And is it a pure call? Is there any raising of 8s there? I don't think so. And against the 3 big blinds, I think it's a pure call. All right. Now let's just do the 1 second here on our 9 max. So the button raises here. And the 8s are a little bit, they have a little bit of raising there. But I shove all that into 9s and don't do it. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. And then, but with 3, but going to 3 big blinds, the button raise, the big blind does more. Again, slightly different assumptions. It's not just the rate, it's not just the opening raise size.
Yeah.
And poker coaching in its 6 max, which has it. The hero position is big blind, action is versus a raise, versus the button, and the 8s. Same kind of thing. All right. And he does the call. Oh, that's fine. This is a donk board. This is a donk hand. He can donk this, and if he chooses not to have a donking range, which I believe he will not, given that he is a V7 out of 27 hands. Given how nitty he is, I expect not to see a donk. And I don't know if he's going to check raise, and I think this is a good check raise hand. Check, check. He doesn't get a chance to check raise. Now it's a very good bet. He just bets and gets a fold. There we go. Folds around to 5-9 suited, who should fold. And it's him. He has a call of 13. I think he might limp this. Nope, he didn't. And my third hand is gonna be 7-8 can raise here. It is not a full frequency raise at all. It's 12.5% of 7-8 there. Jacks should be 3-betting pure if he does, and if they don't, it should just raise pure and take it. There should be no defending. And here's just our one thing. That was in the 7-8 was in the low jack. So there's your low jack range. There's your 7-8 low frequency, 9.6. I said 12.5. There's your raise and take it. All right, Mike.
All right. Ace ten too early, queen jack raise. 8-9 on the button. May have some flats there. Might even have a little sliver of both.
Yeah.
Raising and flatting. And it should fold through the rest of the way.
So here's my question. Does the 8-9 suited have any folds on the button?
You know what? I
Yeah.
take that. I think 8-9 is a pure fold here versus that raise. For some reason, at least in GTO Wizard, it hates 8-9. If it was 7-8, 6-5, 5-4, it would have all those things I just said. But I think 8-9, it just for whatever reason hates 8-9.
I haven't looked at those yet, so we're gonna look at it real quick. But instead, we're gonna not solve this hand because of the ace 10 limp.
Beautiful.
So that puts you to, well, so this is a broken stack, so this
Yeah.
hand is just cray, but.
Yeah,
Let's assume you, well, we got a broken, what doesn't matter. Let's assume you got full stack with queen jack here this early.
Mhm.
What are you guys doing?
ISO.
ISO,
You're still ISOing this early? Okay.
ISO, and then if he flashes you the aces signal, fold it.
Let me, ask you a different question. Do you have an overlap range this early against a
No.
UTG?
No, but I would back here if I,
Okay, you have no overlips here.
Yeah.
Cause it's too early. Is that right?
Yeah, for me.
What about like, so like our SCs, like our city connectors between like 5, 6 and 9, 10 or whatever, 8, 9, you're just folding?
Not unless I'm on the button.
Okay.
I'll play those here.
I think I have an overlap here.
Okay.
But it could be a mistake.
I'll play those here, and, you know, and hope that sometimes he's tricky limping and that I hit big.
Yeah. I could just have it.
But
It's
there's
good-
no,
it's too early. I think
Yeah.
you have a very good point. I might adjust. range it.
having seen these two though, I would be in all these positions, I would go, can I squeeze? Can I squeeze? And the ace 8 here, 1, 2. Technically just fits into barely, I could squeeze this. Because I can open it. It's the bottom, and so it violates the Joey conservative rule, which
Yeah.
is I need to have my
Two positions. right?
back. Oh, wait, I gotta go back to, no, I can't fucking do this. This is nonsense.
Yeah, you went the wrong way.
I can't do this. This is, the only reason I can do this is Joey's not here. This is. Oh, no, wait, no, that's not true. If I've said something about their limping ranges, which I can't, then there gets a point where you're allowed to do it you're allowed to just use your range and position if they're chronic limpers, but they're not. He's got a 5 and he's got a 6 on, these are limps. 5%
Yeah.
and 6 limps. This is,
I don't mind it. I think this is all right.
Yeah,
This is
I think it's a
overly
little- I think it's a little loose, but it's not bad.
yes, it is at least loose on the aggressive side.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the way you want to go, right?
It knocks out the 8, 9. Ace 10 comes along, so he doesn't have aces. I'm happy with that.
But you've got a stronger implied in, okay, so now this is exploitative. You've got a stronger perceived range, right? He feels he has a marginal hand he's going into the flop with.
And I think this Jack Queen fold here closing the action is probably not good.
Mm,
Well, you know, I don't wonder if it changes because of the stack size, but
yeah.
Yeah, maybe the stack size. Well, then don't have the stack size.
all right, this is interesting.
This is bad. All right. So I'm gonna bet it, but I'm only gonna bet it once. He checks, I'm gonna bet here.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
like your check. I like your check, Scotty.
Look at this.
And I'm not saying that because I can see his hand. Like I think I would take this hand if I had ISO'd it and check back range.
I have the 8 of clubs, so that's good. It's not gonna save me, but it's, you know,
Yeah,
At this point, I think I'd probably make a bet.
I
I
would
can-
bet here too
can
and check
bet
back a
here.
lot of rivers.
I can make a
Mhm.
bet here and check the river, and I can also continue to check for the same reason. And that wouldn't be terrible. My logic still holds. But I go for the bet. I get raised.
So the click back too, that's the
Oh, it's
worst.
so irritating. Notice how
That's,
you're almost getting pot odds to call for your 8.
I mean, if you think he can do this, he just spiked a king somehow, you know, like he thinks you didn't bet your ace. Well, now I've got a king. I'm gonna raise. I don't know. It's weird. So stupid.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's a weird spot.
I ain't gonna call. I'm gonna
Yeah,
call.
I think I would call.
I would call.
I'm not gonna fold to the river.
He's
Oh,
gonna
no.
shove.
He does. Now I'm gonna fold.
Yeah.
'Cause-
yeah. Reluctant fold.
Yeah, that's an easy fold. So I'm glad I folded. So that's good.
Uh,
All right.
I'm afraid we can't say well played.
No, we cannot. Whose hand is this?
Am I still up?
Yeah, you still, yeah, there's probably a third one.
So
Got it.
ace two does not come in yet.
Yep.
Ace 10 raise and take it. Oh, and we get a flat by the
Getting
short.
this guy, the guy who just took, and he's the guy who, no, he's the guy who took my money, right?
So how many hands do we have on villain 7 here? 31, it looks like?
It says, but we think that's wrong.
Okay, that's right.
Because we think the villain 7 disappeared at one point,
Okay.
and then it recorded villain 7 as the same villain 7. But the guy who just took all my money was villain 5, right?
Yep.
Here we go.
Should go check and you can check, you can bet. I would bet.
You can check more with a heart, I would guess.
I think you bet more with a heart.
All right, let's take a look at that. That's a heuristic worth learning. Oh, and he's a small blind range, and we're assigning him a big blind range.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I would be doing. I would be giving him the big blind range. Great
And
call.
even this is out of big blind. This is. I don't understand.
If he checks, I would check back. Oh God. I would be hating life.
Oh, this is bad. That is a bad. He recognized his bad play just became very good in terms of recognizing the board situation.
Yeah. Ah, God, I'd probably just fold at this point to most of these like short stack players like this. I'd probably just fold. Probably super too nitty. I don't know, man.
What a gut punch. I mean,
What
that
would
is
you guys
such-
do? Would you guys just call another one?
well,
I
it
missed
was
the
clear
action.
what I do. I call them both. I mean, I did on the last hand. I call the turn and the river by accident, you know, and lose.
So everyone else here would call this.
Oh,
I
no,
didn't see the full action. You have to show me the
full
action.
disturbing. So raise and a small blind call with a hand that doesn't even exist in the big blind range. Check.
Okay.
Bet calls this
Mhm.
so that he can donk this.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
He just got the perfect card.
Yeah, I mean, it is, I think, actually an interesting choice to lead, and his leading size is big. I would lean towards fold.
Ow.
I mean, it's an exploitative fold, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. Agreed.
Oh, I did want to check one thing. Let's just look up here whether the ace ten here. Whether he can, did I just lose the hand? Whether he can call more or less often with the
Heart.
with or without the heart. I thought that he could check more often with the heart. And Mike says he has to bet more often, that he bets more often with the heart. So I do want to see that. And that hand is this one right here, right? Yeah, this is the hand we just did. Okay.
We'll run it
So-
out.
We
Yeah.
are.
And we're gonna give him and it's against big blind, not against small blind. That's what we're playing here. And the
Okay,
flop,
run out the texture to turn, please.
we're only gonna go this far. We're only gonna, well, actually, we're gonna see what happens when that craziness happens there. Yep. So that's our texture. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he cannot bet big anyway, so.
Yeah, right. He shouldn't bet big, right? But he did. He bet 70%.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I got no action on my ace or on my king, but I got plenty of action on my ace eight.
Alright, so you wanna see it?
Yeah,
Doing a lot of checking there. On this texture.
right. So the ace ten, which is what he had,
He had like the ace ten of,
Items.
diamonds.
yeah, we had the ace ten of diamonds, but let's look at the ace ten offsuit to see, because that's where the. And with an ace of hearts, well, we can't have the ace of hearts. With a ten of hearts, it's no different. The ten of hearts bets more than the spade diamond, but less than the club diamond or something. So it's nothing. It's not.
It looks like
anything.
our C betting is quite quicker driven on this.
Yeah.
On this texture.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Oh, what about the donk on the turn?
Oh, we do want to see, yeah, when done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there is something else to see here.
Check. He chose to bet. What size did he use?
He bet small, 2.2. And you got to share screen again.
I'll just, actually, I'm gonna narrate it for you.
Okay,
I'm gonna turn it into a nice song.
there you go.
Okay. So the turn was
The
eight
eight of
of hearts.
Yeah.
And the question is this donkable?
Right. And when donked, what does the ace ten do?
This is not donkable.
Right, okay.
What if it was a rainbow?
No, it can't be rainbow. Because that's what made that's what led to the fold. Is it had to be paired, he had to pair and flush come in.
I'm just curious if he gets donks, if big blind gets donks, if it's not flush completing.
Nope, there are no donks. Now,
There-
what is,
There's just no donks. I thought there were
What?
donks. Yeah.
so let's break the solver and give him a bet. And just see if it has a response. And it doesn't even have a 75 bet. The 50, we're not, oh, yep, we're shook. We already start.
Even
full.
versus the solver, we're shook. So versus population, it should be an easy fold.
Yeah,
Yeah, and this is like kind of like, you've got to take it with a grain of salt. Cause it's not really solved down.
Yeah.
So, alright, hand it back.
okay. There we go. All right. What is this? Oh, that's what that window is. Okay. So here we go. That was Mike. Larry, you're up.
Okay, so. I think it should fold around to the small blind. I don't think ace seven plays. Falls around to the small blind. Gets the
Ace seven is too low, but that doesn't mean he won't do it. He's a V 20, he raise of 20, he probably won't do it. Nope, he does it.
So 8-9 should play, in theory, a three better fold strat here.
And this is a
But
good,
he's gonna flat, focus stat.
yeah. Nope,
Nope, it's out.
Should fold around to queen 10 suited. He gets to play this early. 6-5 is, should play a better fold, but it's gonna flat.
Right, and when it plays three better fold, does 6-5 raise at all? Or is it all folds?
It's, I think it gets 3 bets.
Yep, gets 3 bets and mostly fold or mostly 3-bet.
So frequency, I think
Yeah.
it mostly 3 bets.
Mostly folds. I'll show you what all of that stuff, all the stuff down here, this part, without being crazy like me, this part is totally learnable, which is we're in the cutoff here against
Mhm.
all these, it doesn't matter what the position is. They all are the same in this general shape. They've all got your values up here, right?
Yeah,
Then you've got these, this middle stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If this stuff changes, but you've got this ace-5, ace-4 is there. And then this area down here is all 10 to 25%, just
okay.
all this whole tail. And I'm just gonna go right down and you'll see how it stays the same. This shape, see that?
Oh, I
There's
see.
Ace-4, there's your value. Your value is gonna get thinner and thinner here, but it's gonna be that same block there. A little bit of surprising 6-5, but it still doesn't ever get up to 50%.
Mhm.
And there's your, there, you go down to here, same thing. There's that and all this, it all looks the same. And this is also gonna be true. Here it's getting even thinner when you're that early, but still.
Well,
same thing.
you're showing the RFI range, you're not showing the 3-bet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. I just, that was really dumb of me.
That's all right.
Okay, let's start over. We're in the cutoff. I wanna do it. Crazy that I didn't recognize that. Okay, here we go. So here it is. Here's your block. This area and there. Now you move to the low jack. Same cutoff. There's your block, similar. Under the gun, look at your cutoff here, right?
Mhm.
Now I'm also gonna show you the hijack is the same. The difference between the cutoff and the hijack are just a little bit of frequency difference, but it's the same thing.
Mhm.
And even the low jack is the same thing. So your position doesn't matter so much. You go all the way to the end of the gun. There's your raise. There's your cutoff. Your block of value, your suited there, your vibration, and then this area here. So that much you can now know forever.
Okay, I see your point, yeah. So it's
So this-
not really that complex. It's
Yeah,
just
not that
like,
complex.
it's just dispersed at low frequency across that region.
Right. And the way the frequencies change here and the way these middle ones change here is unimportant because it's over specified by their exact range that your people don't have.
Agreed. So
So-
yeah, if this guy's gonna flat.
You can
even
do
he
it.
shouldn't.
And this flat gets worse though, because first of all, he shouldn't be flatting at all. Second of all, his short stack makes this suited connector go down in value. So this flat is bad. And if you have a flatting range here, if you choose to have a flatting range here, that's fine. Suited connectors are fine, but his short stack makes this worse.
Yeah.
I want to add in those eight max charts that they've added.
Yeah.
They allow calls
Mhm.
in all the positions. And what's funny is that there really still is no calling of suited connectors until you get to the button.
Right.
Interesting. This is in their 10% live charts, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
I think they must have changed the parameters. Because there's a lot more rake, so in theory, there should be less flats,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not what we see.
Yeah.
So, all right, so everybody else should fold.
Having flatted,
I mean, queen 10 just is not a good hand to
Yep.
defend here. I would fold this. Which is tight, obviously, to tournament players, but I think it's just a fold. I really like it. Well, so you've got this broken stack. This is a very interesting spot. I kind of like a check raise here.
I do too.
I'm a little nervous about my kicker, but I think I'm still gonna do it. I think I'd still want to do it.
You could also check call. This board is so dry.
It is a very dry texture. That's a very good point.
He has one of the few straight draws available.
Yeah, it's true.
And all of the straight draws are inside, you know, the 9-10, the 9-jack, the 10-jack. Actually, not that few, but anyway, he has it. And I
I
have
think
to
he's probably gonna bet, but I think a check raise would be better.
this is probably bad. But I can see it in myself right now. I am rooting for villain 3 to take all of this guy's money. I really am. And he isn't even the guy who took my money. I just want justice for bad play. And
Oh, really? I root for the bad players. I want the bad player to win pots against other players.
right. And that's what I should do. That's what I should be doing. And I think that this emotional cuteness is also a leak in my game. Because I think I might play that way sometimes.
Well, yeah, I understand where it comes from, especially if you know, if you're studying a lot, where it's like, it's hard to see bad play rewarded, but
Yeah.
it's why the poker is a game that's profitable. It wouldn't be
Yes.
profitable if it wasn't for the fact that there's high variance.
Yeah.
And it's another time as a mathematician to remind yourself of the beauty of the law of large numbers.
Yes. And just, I think I might start taking that joke out so I don't reinforce it. All right, but here we are. He's going to, he does the check. I like it. He bets his draw big. And against the big, I think that the check raise goes down and with your 10 kicker, I think that this should be a check call.
Yeah, I can see that. It's an interesting spot.
Yeah.
With the broken stack, man, it just gets weird.
Yep. Against
So
small,
the one thing to think about, now, if I was playing a game, I would feel like it would make sense to begin to range fill and settle, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm thinking, okay, so he just big bet this board. You know, what does he have that beats me right now? Am I usually ahead? And my thinking answer I'd come up with is that he does have queen jack and king queen that he's gonna flat. He have sets, and I would discount any of his two pair.
it's hard to
Yeah.
see. It's hard to see 2 pair out there.
So I would.
But he has every better queen.
This is fine.
But he has the better queens than you.
Mostly because, and also we realize he's a broken stack, which means he's gonna have the unsuited combos,
Mhm.
which we know are a lot more common. So he's gonna have king jack off here sometimes. He's gonna have king queen here off
Yep.
sometimes.
Yep.
So I think calling's fine.
Yep.
I hate that card. Well, so this is another point to range. Would he bet that big with an 8? And I think my answer, I hope my answer again would be no.
And unlike
So-
the 10 hand, where, it completed the straight and the 8 and his call, this one is different.
Yeah. So this is actually, I think, in theory, and I think in game, a good card, right?
Card's fine.
Because what part of his range is gonna be 80? Big part of that's gonna be the set of 8s. There's now one combo of 8s.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good card. So if I'm out of position here, I'm going to check a lot.
I'm gonna check call.
And I guess what I was gonna say is I'm gonna call.
And I'm gonna think really hard if he does an over bet. If he bets, 30 into this thing.
Yeah, then it gets weird. Then actually, if he bets 30, it's like,
Oh, that
Okay.
was it.
so this is also a common thing I think that we see.
Yep.
In
Size.
4 players is that he's now betting. Well, who knows what the fuck he's doing, but he's clearly not betting his equity, right? He's taking an unusual, unconventional line.
This is a scared money bet.
Yeah, this is like this is a mergy play, right? He doesn't want to give up the betting lead, but he doesn't want to invest a lot of money in this hand.
Mhm.
These kind of hands actually, I think, are one of the most valuable things for us to see here in these sessions. Because this gives us real insight into betting patterns of fish. So I don't think, so out of position here, I think we just continue to call. I mean, I think the SPR of 2 doesn't allow us to check shove. I mean, we turned equity. Maybe we'd get some check shoves, but I
So,
think maybe we have too much equity to check shove. What do you guys think? What would you do here?
so I have, my
Not
logic
call.
is this, I stick my finger in front of my hand for a second. And when I look at that bet, the first thing I say to myself is, so this is a same size bet. This is a weak and scared bet.
Yes,
The bet that wants to get to the turn, to the river cheaply without giving the betting, but also wants to set its price on the river. Because if you check, I may bet, this makes me less likely to bet. Therefore, if you want the bet to be small, without knowing my cards at all, I say, I probably want the bet to be big.
I think it's a very good way to look at
Right.
it. So let me think about that. So what you're saying is,
But
This
there's another
guy's-
important step coming, Larry.
Okay.
Which is, so before I look at my hand, so I say, what kind of hands want to do this? Straight draws, weak queens, jack, and flush draws. And I'm happy to charge all of them. Then I look at my hand, I go, wait a minute, I have a flush draw. I don't mind getting to the river cheap. And so this is why I might not, but if I didn't have the queen 10 of spades, I would check raise here.
so I would check raise here more with the queen 10 of spades. That might be a mistake. Because I know that if he shoves, I can call it off.
Right.
So my argument, I would check raise this more because my argument is that I don't feel sick in my stomach when he shoves over my check
Right.
raise.
Yep.
But that might be strategically poor, right? Because your argument is I'm 18% right now, disregarding the fact it's a paired board.
Mhm.
I'm 18% right now to nut up. And I don't want to scare away my customer.
Now, again, it's not the nuts because there are full houses out there.
Yeah, I mean,
But
disregarding.
he only has 37 big blinds, so I don't care if he has a full house. I just lose all my money. I lose 37 big blinds.
So, I wonder, I don't know which one is strategically appropriate, better, but I totally see your point. Now
Right.
you've got 18% to a very strong hand that you want to realize.
So the thing I would say is this, once I look at the fact that I have a flush draw here, I would consider that if I check raise here, I'm not going to check raise so big. I'm not trying to get him off a flush draw. Now granted, he could have a better flush draw than me, but I'm not trying to get him off it. I would like to just get more money from it. So if I check raise him here, it's gonna be to 15, not to 25, and not jam.
Yeah.
Calls, I'm okay with that. The flush comes in. And as played,
Yeah, as played, I think you just check.
I don't know. I
Not
think
getting
that's
any
way-
money from anything that missed. I mean, I don't really have a dunking strategy here. A lot of people do. Maybe I should incorporate one. Mike,
Yeah,
what were
'cause
you-
the reason
really
I would
queen.
consider donking here leading is because he's showed a lot of strength so far, and he's going to check back a lot of hands.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna check
I
back
mean-
on as a part of his range.
Granted, we
I want
see that
to-
he has nothing, but we don't know that. We're kind of on the
Yeah.
train that he's got something decent until his last little shitty bet.
Yeah,
And that's where I'm gonna disagree. When you say he's shown strength, he did this one bet. So remember, pre-flop, he just called. This is not a 3-bet pot. So he hasn't shown strength 3 there. He said, I like this flop a lot. And then he said, no, I don't. I certainly don't
Right.
like the turn.
yeah.
And if you have a queen, if you have ace, queen, king, queen, queen, jack, you hate that 8.
See, I respectfully think that this 8 is not as bad. Because I don't think that his flop sizing points towards him having 8x a lot.
No,
No, I mean,
no,
I'm
he's
saying
talking
if you are villain 7, and you have
Oh, villain 7, imposition
Right.
player.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I
You hate that
misunderstood.
But if you hate that 8, you certainly hate that 6 of spades.
Okay,
And you're gonna check back your ace queen here.
yeah. Yeah, you can, on his paired board with the flush.
Yeah, so
This
So
play's
against-
fine here. I think,
against-
yeah, I think, Mike, you would make this play, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think I might lead out here.
and you also, you block him having the call, the ace, queen, king, queen here, which is a problem.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
That's an argument for not leading up.
What
about
just happened?
How about that?
So this is also something that we'll see sometimes with fish. The fish, number one, you guys can tell me if I'm full of shit, but fish number one aren't playing with a strategic mindset usually. It's more an emotional gambling type of environment that their headspace that they're in. And so a lot of people, when they face aggression, just freak out. This is a freak out. Now the question is, this is a freak out we want to induce. And how do we do it? Well, we make Mike's play this in this case, and we bet our equity.
This is the worst, I mean, because he can't expect that he's getting a fold here. He just doesn't have enough money to make this play.
No, this is horrible. This is a freak out.
Yeah.
This is like, I think sometimes, sometimes people just meet aggression with aggression stupidly.
Yeah.
And especially when they're playing emotionally. And this, I think, is that player class.
Yeah.
You guys could tell me that's crazy, but that, I mean, he did this he did this for a reason. And, if we can partly understand why a fish does it, then we can exploit it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, if I was queen 10 here with queen 10 of spades and he did that, I would be like, oh shit, I have to call, but my God, I'm probably losing.
Well, yeah, you
Yeah.
expect to lose here. You expect that you're beat here. And you just go, well, not folding for $3. Okay,
Yeah. that was crazy. That was a crazy. I think that might be one of the most insane plays we've seen in
Yeah.
our probably year of doing this.
well, no, remember the crazy guy in seat 6 when we went through the entertainment of the queen,
Oh, yes, of course.
the queen 4 jammer. That's the craziest stuff we saw.
Yeah, good
But
point.
this is up there. This is up there. Right. So normally that would be a perfect hand to end on, but our tradition is to try to end on a hero hand. So let's do that. Just one that gets, there we go. Very next hand. All right, we're done. This will be it. So I will do this one because I am the hero. Hero opens and king, queen, king, queen should not call, king, queen offshoot, ace, king, yeah. King, queen should not play back at me. I wouldn't be surprised to see him call, but he should fold. And this is from,
That's what I think.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is me opening here. And there's the king, queen off, and he is there. And it's it's mostly folds. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him call, which he does. Now, these guys should all fold. There's a chance the 3-6 will play, but he should fold. There we go. I hit my ace. This is a very good time to check range. I do. He bets. This is a perfect time to call. This is the guy who took all my money last time.
I wouldn't say check range, but check your hand.
Yeah, I can check my hand, but I can also, I can just check range out of position.
Oh, well, yeah, if that's your strategy. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, I will bet that there is almost no hand combo that bets 100% here.
No, you're right.
Agreed.
Okay, check call. This is easy. The 8, I hope you think the 8 is a license to go on. You don't. And the jack. He could easily do this with an ace. His aces can be better. I split with all aces worse. the only thing I get value from are queens, which raised pre-flop, and kings, which raised pre-flop, and tens. So if
I
I,
think I'd like a blocker here.
I can block 4. I can block 4 or I can check. Both seem reasonable. I go for the pure check of it and that's all the money I get. Okay. And had I blocked, I don't get called anyway, so. Everything
Good
is right.
session.
All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I've got a question for you. Can you stop the recording?
Yeah, I will stop the recording. Bye, everybody. Yes.
Are you recording?
No, I stopped recording, didn't I? Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. That's the one. Bye, everybody.